Hello. I am in fact streaming tonight, and we are in fact streaming Blueprints again. It's just I keep seeing other people play it and then I want to play it. It's one of those things where I'm like, when I'm finished, last night streaming and playing it, then I'm like, I'm good. But then I see other people playing it and I'm like, maybe I want to keep playing it too. I think if we hadn't upgraded that one room last night, I wouldn't want to play tonight. I'd be moving on or moving back to Medieval Dynasty, at least for the night. But we upgraded a room last night and that felt good. So now I want to play it some more. Hmm. How it goes. How it goes. Um, yeah. Today was a very long day. Uh, because I was like not super busy at work, but like kind of actually. So I didn't actually have much downtime. Had a fair amount of downtime at work this week. It's been, which I don't like because like I just kind of sit around and don't really have all that much to do, right? And I kind of don't like that because I kind of wish I didn't have to be at work. But today, um, I didn't have that much downtime, so which is normally pretty nice. But I kind of didn't really want to do work today. But I have a 3-day weekend to look forward to, which is nice. I'm excited for that. Um, like all this evening, I've been for some I don't know why, but like last weekend kind of feels like it didn't happen, and like the concept of having a day off feels weird to me, and I don't know why. But like um I was thinking tonight, I was like, like, oh, okay, then maybe I can, after stream, maybe watch some more Severance and like, maybe do some other stuff. I don't know. And I'm like, oh well, I don't know. I need to get to bed. And then I'm like, wait, but I don't work tomorrow. Right. I could even watch tomorrow. And I'm like, oh my God, wow. I have all day to do stuff tomorrow. I don't know why that feels like such a crazy concept to me today, at least. So I don't know. Pretty strange. Pretty strange. But um, but yeah. Uh, hmm, hmm. Let's see. We'll wait a few more minutes before we get into the game. But I'm I still don't know if I'm fully like. I mean, the game's enjoyable, but it's not like my favorite game ever, right? I still don't think it's game of the year worthy, but I'm having fun playing it, I guess. I don't know. It's like it's not a game that really inspires much in me, I guess, right? Like I have fun while playing it, but it doesn't, you know, leave an impact, if that makes sense. Like even Medieval Dynasty, right? Like it leaves a little bit of an impact and like, oh, it was so enjoyable and fun to like, even thinking back about how pretty, the area is and to thinking about the, villagers we have and feeling satisfied and eating quests and things like that and doing the harvest and stuff like it leaves an like emotional impact on me. um Hold on, I think I need to change stuff with my model again. One moment, because the tracking is working differently tonight and I need to fix that or adjust. What do I need? Yeah, we need to change that down a little bit, I think. Something like that, yeah. Okay. Why did I get small? Okay, whatever. Whatever. Ugh, okay. All right, we're maybe good. I don't know. I don't know why it's not consistent. Like my lighting is the exact same. My face is the exact same. I didn't actually move the camera from last night. So I don't know why anything would be different with my model, but it kind of is for some reason. But but anyway, yeah, I think like nothing really sticks with me with this game, right? Other than like the most basic, like I enjoyed placing the rooms down and they formed a path and that felt good, right? And that's like all I get really out of this game. Um, Compared to other games, where I feel like, I don't know, they just left more of an impact on me. Like literally even something like Granny, right? Like feels I have more positive thoughts about how fun that game is compared to this game, right? And again, it's not that it's fun, it's just the like probably the okayest game to ever exist. Like it is just it's okay. It's solidly decent, at least to me. In my to me. I'm not gonna say like in general because like I don't know, maybe it's exactly what other people like. I still don't say game of the year, but it's okay. It's an okay game. But all right, let's go ahead and get into playing it. Hopefully stream doesn't crash, right? I'm still always a little nervous about stream crashing, but how come as soon as I said let's play the game, the mouth tracking got worse? Just wondering. Because like I feel like every time I start my stream, the mouth tracking is better. And then it gets worse, like a little ways into the stream. And I don't understand why that is. Doesn't make sense to me. Because it just doesn't make sense. Oh, I still don't have Notepad open. Whoops. Oh, pop that right open there. There we go. Close it. Okay. Let's get into the game then. My mouse feels weird. I might need a new battery in my mouse. I have to order new batteries. I think last time I took a battery out of something else, I think. uh so I don't exactly know how long like the battery that's in it would really last. So, okay, I think we're all good. Why does my mouse feel so weird? I don't know. Okay. We upgraded a room last time and it felt so good. Day 9, let's go. Doo doo. I actually really like these blue lampshades for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, purple and yellow flowers are interesting. Wait, there's pink flowers underneath. That's kind of cool, I guess, but you can't really see them. Oh, you kind of can in the back. Hmm. Can't really see them much in the front. Fascinating. Okay. Um, let's see here. Day 9. All right, that's where 2 safes are. Figured out a lot of stuff last time, actually. In the grand scheme of things, I feel like we made a lot of progress. Let's review. We know where 2 of the safes are. To go with our like weird safes thing. Got caught up in a repo game and forgot to. That's okay. Yeah, it went well. We kind of got a lot done. Um, we confirmed that this is dates. Count small gates 8 dates, crack 8 safes. For what that's worth. We made a list of where all the chess pieces are, for whatever reason that might be important. We drafted the aquarium. I wrote some stuff down. We learned a lot of things from the Drafting Strategy Volume 3 from the library. A lot of information, some of which we kind of knew and is kind of obvious logic stuff, but and then we finally drafted The Office for the first time, and we got whatever this is for. Learned about one of the levers to the antechamber. Uh, we figured out the order of the vac indicator light puzzle. Figured out. Oh, we figured out how to turn the last or how to turn a light to white. That's came down to science. No, we are still so far from being close to finishing the whole thing. Like no. We are so far. This is like a very in-depth game. We but we did figure out how to turn one of the lights white. So then we know the order that they have to be in because we turned it white and it still wasn't working, but that's because we need one of each light, which I thought we did indeed need, but this is the order they need to be in. And then because we have this thing about crack 8 safes, we're like, where are the safes? So we know there's one in the boudoir and there's one in the office. So no, this isn't much of anything compared to like what other people have. This isn't like a you know, 5-hour game. You know, people have like 90 hours, 100 hours into this game. Um, it's a kind of hefty game with puzzles upon puzzles upon puzzles. Um, and especially because you don't know what the puzzles are. So, um, okay. And we upgraded the courtyard so that now the courtyard doors will all always be unlocked. So that's big too. And we drafted the foundation, which does not reset each day. So this is now a permanent room in the house, which is kind of cool. Okay, let's go. Hope check. Actually, getting that key card early could be good. I hate to have a dead end already, but I also really kind of want my key card. Imagine having a lot of hours in this one. Yeah, yeah. I don't have many hours though. That's why. I have like 7 hours maybe? 6, 7. So I really don't have many hours in this comparatively. Yeah, the foundation is pretty good because it's got a few doors in it and it's, always going to be there. So nice to have things permanently here. Okay. Ideally, then we can come back to code check at the end of the day to check my key card again. Okay, now we need to draft security. We also need to, no, we should start over here. Oh, not a dead end, definitely. We don't have any gems, so I guess we have to do spare room. Oh, we're in the corner anyway. Might as well do parlor. But I mean, it's dead end or something we can't afford, so. Oops. Oh, nice window. And then these windows too. Are those windows always there? I know these windows are like curtained up if there isn't a wall here, but I don't know if I remember seeing these windows. They must be there. But this is a nice, bright, airy parlor, really. Alright, what's our puzzle? And these puzzles do in fact get harder the more times we draw the parlor. Gems are in a box with a true statement. Okay. The statement on the blue box is true. Okay. 2 of these statements are true. If this is true, this one could also be true, but then this one can't be. Gems are in a box with a true statement. Box is true. But this one is true if this one is true. So these could both be true. And this one could be false. In which case the gems would be over here. Like the color palette for a lot of the rooms, yeah. I mean, it's very, I guess it kind of depends. Some of the rooms, like, they're kind of color coded, basically. Like these rooms that are blue themed, but then you also have the rooms that are red themed or yellow or orange for the hallways and stuff like that. But it's kind of nice that each room does have the like little color theme. Okay, if this is false, or let's not do with that, no, because that one would be false if these 2 are true. If this one is false, 2 of these statements are true. That means 2 of the statements are false. So this one would be false, and this one would have to be false. Right, they could both be false. And then this one would be true. The gems are in a box with a true statement. In which case, false. False. The gems are in a box with a true statement. I mean, this statement would be true. So the gems would be in here. So either way, okay, so this is the thing. Room colors are a whole game mechanic. Yeah, they are. So even if these are either both true or both false. However, if they are both true or both false, whichever one it is, it says the gems are in this box. I'm pretty sure. So it doesn't matter because I was like, well, how do we know? Because these could be both false and this true, and these could be both true and this false. But regardless, the gems are in this box. So I'm pretty sure. Yes. Okay. I mean, it feels like it's worth it to draft the chapel now. Because I don't have any money. Yeah. Yep. Truth Wizard strikes again. Yeah. The way it is. Any coins or gems or keys laying around that people dropped when they went to church? No. Okay, so we want to try to keep to these lower levels at the beginning of the day, because that's what the drafting book told us. Let's go ahead and do storeroom. We're gonna lose the coin, however, unfortunately, so that might have been kind of stupid of me, but we get a key and a gem. And we do want to prioritize. We want to try and stay in these lower levels and prioritize getting items. And then we can use those items later up here after we've spent time down here and, you know, hoarded items. So yeah, and since we'll have to backtrack at some point anyway, well, I mean, maybe passing through the chapel more. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because I'm out of coins now anyway, so. But we probably should take this other door from the entrance hall and, you know, go up here as well. I guess we have to do bedroom. But it has stuff, so, I mean, at least an apple. Which isn't items. We want gems and keys and money, but... wait a minute. Oh, I was like, is that an onion? Can I eat that too? The courtyard, right? That's what we upgraded this to. Courtyard. And all the doors are unlocked. I don't think we want that. I think I want the pantry. Den feels good. Billiard room is also good. But Den gives us more chances for movement, which I think is important. Delicious onion, but it wasn't an onion, sadly. Okay, let's go this direction. See if we can get something that turns right. The kitchen does. Yeah, let's spend our coins, because we'll have to at some point go back through the chapel and, like, you know. Oh! Look, this whole wall is open if you get a kitchen on the side. That's so pretty. Wow. Fancy. Okay, let's get 2 bananas. Oh, and today's main course is stuffed wild quail. Okay, hold on. We need to take note of that. Because, main course, stuffed quail. Because depending on the main course, you get 10 more steps if you have, like, the particular room it needs drafted. And so I don't know what room that is. Or no, I do. It tells us right here. Never mind. Okay. Additional 10 steps if you have a trophy room. Okay, I've never seen a trophy room in the draft pool, but... Okay. And this house was built on is immaculate. Yeah. Pretty nice. Okay. Did we eat our... I guess we ate our bananas. Okay. I mean, it's just kind of, you know, mountains and trees. It's actually, honestly, not all that pretty, but in my opinion. Okay. Oh, right. Down this way. Dining room. This is not a time for the dining room. I think we want the closet. We're cutting ourselves off from a room, but I think it's okay. I think we want the items. Yeah, okay. We've acquired steps. And, yeah, let's continue going this way. Nook or billiard room. I guess it doesn't really matter. I think the billiard room will usually give us more stuff, though. I think we'll get, like, 2 more keys from the billiard room. 1 plus 3 is 4, times 3 is 12. 1 times 6 is 6, times 2 is also 12. Okay. Let's see. 1 plus 5 plus 20 is 26. Minus 6 is 20. Actually, I literally saw someone solve this puzzle like the night before last. She did this puzzle, except she forgot the multiplication step, and so she got it wrong. She was really confused at what she had done wrong. So I won't forget the multiplication step. But it was the exact same layout as this. I remember this. I remember this. The 26 and 20 times 1 times 5 is 100, divided by 20 is 5. Oh, the silver key. I mean, I guess that's okay too. I kind of wanted 2 regular keys, but it's fine. I mean, hopefully actually we can make security soon. Speaking of, no. We'll spend our gems to build, ideally. We'll see where that gets us today. We don't have any money, however. Oh, there aren't any gems in here anyway. I was hoping for some cheap gems, but to think that eventually the Dark War is just going to be algebra or something. No, I don't think it can honestly get that hard, really. Doors are always left unlocked. I mean, this is a good place for the courtyard, I think. But I think maybe we'll just go for Nook. Because the courtyard also could be, you know, just about anywhere, really. Like, I feel like in the middle is best for places with more doors. Security. We do want security. Because we want to change it to key card. Absolutely. Please give me some key card doors. Okay, my model might glitch because I have to use the arrow keys. By the way, it might change. Yep, there we go. It's because I use the arrow keys. Keycard system settings. I'll change it back when I'm done. The security level. Hi. Okay. Okay. Is it gonna work? Okay, there we go. We're back. Why did it go away? Okay, is it gonna stay? Okay. No! Okay, yeah, okay, good, okay. Alright, it stayed. Alright, alright, so we've reset that. That was important. I guess let's head up. I don't really want to head up. We're already moving kind of far up. Oh, no. Let's backtrack. Let's backtrack right now. We'll see if we can... This might be a waste of steps, but it said don't go up too far. Yeah, down to the pantry, and then back down. And we get 2 steps in the bedroom, which, I mean, it takes a step to go into the bedroom, so we're not exactly, you know. But we did spend all of our money, so we don't have to lose anything in the chapel. We don't have to lose anything to Chapel Roan. This is actually a good room to get right here. Actually, you know what? I might go with this one. Because I think there's going to be something in here as well. A little gift for us. Yeah, I'll take that. That's a nice little gift. 2 die. It's useful. Some dice. And I think that's it. Okay. Every time we drop a bedroom, we get 5 extra steps. Or every time we enter a bedroom. Ooh, this would have been nice, but it's not placed well through the corridor. Okay, there's nothing around here. The courtyard. This might be a good time for the courtyard, actually. Okay, we want to head over. This is my first time in the courtyard. Oh, right, we have this. This is big. This will get us a lot of stuff, too. Okay, I wish I had the shovel, but that's okay. Look at the hallway in the courtyard. We want to go over this way. Kind of try to backtrack. Absolutely the hallway. Perfect timing. I could see the dining room here, but I could also do the utility closet. Might be useful, actually. Get this out of the way. Oh, and if we can solve the puzzle, even better, actually. So gymnasium off, dark room on, garage on. Okay. Now we want all of these lights to be blue first. Just get a courtyard installed in your home. It looks beyond chilly. Yeah, it's really pretty. Well, that is a courtyard. That's what we have. Corridor and courtyard. Okay, we want all of these to be blue, and we can't change. We want all green first. Okay, and then all blue, and then all purple. So how do we make it be blue? Okay. Uh, sorry, I'm kind of locked in on the puzzle. Wait, no, 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 no. Oh no, I've made a mistake. Oh no, oh no, I have mistaken. Okay, no, we're good, we're good, we're back, we're back. Okay, hold on. We want. Let's pull up our notes. Yeah, corridor yard, courtyard. It's combined into one. Okay, where's our notes? Okay, off, blue, green, white, red, purple. Off, blue, green, white, red, purple. Okay. So, oh, but we have to get them all purple first anyway. My bad. Okay. Oh, but we need. But the white one has to be in the middle. Okay. Mm, this one has to be white. So we want to turn them all purple, but this one has to be blank. We're so back. Yeah, I guess. Um, how do I turn that other blue one purple? Uh, okay, we have to start over. Okay. Yeah, this is it. This is it. This is what we want to do. Okay. This one is the one we want to turn white. Wait, but then how do I turn these purple? Uh, uh, oh no. Uh, um, um, puzzles like this make me feel dumb too. Okay, how do we need those first three lights to be purple. Wait, what if we just start over here? No, this one needs to be red. But how do I don't understand. How do I must be red. And this one blue. Oh, no. No. But then I don't know what to do. Uh, um, this one turns to. We want that one to be clear here, though. So if we, I mean, I think it just goes clear if we turn it to purple, maybe. Okay, so what if we make it be red? Okay, now they're all purple. Oh, okay. Never mind, never mind. Okay, they're all purple, and then we can choose which one. Okay, okay. Almost there. You can feel it. I don't know about that. Okay, this one needs to be white. Okay, okay. All right, we're on our way. This one needs to be red. Well, I can't. What do I do? How do I make this one be red? Okay, I mean, I guess it's fine because this one doesn't have to be purple. We're good. We're good. No, it does. Oh, damn it. For some reason, I thought this one was purple. How do I make this one purple? Does this one just always stay white no matter what? I don't think it does. So, what if I make this one... Oh, hold on. It does. Okay, okay. We're on or we're okay, okay. We're onto it. Okay. Green, blue off. Okay. This should be doable, I think. I think making this blue has to be the last one we do, maybe. Can I make this? Yeah, man, it's not what I wanted. No, wait. It is. We're good. Okay. Oh. I did it! I did it! I did it! Yay! Okay. Okay. Okay, we did it. We did it. Wow, look at that. Look at that. We did it. What's back here? Switch. What does this do? Oh, we can go to the mines. I see gems in there. Gemstone cavern permanently unlocked. Oh, thank goodness. Has been added to your campsite. Starting tomorrow, you will start each new day with 2 gems. Oh, I had to believe harder. I guess I did. I just need to believe in myself. Have faith in myself. Okay. So, we, so I don't even need to go out there is the thing, which is nice. We just start the day with 2 gems now, which is big. That's huge. Okay, and I guess we don't need to redo this puzzle anymore, I don't think. Hold on a second. Like in theory. So hold on, wait a minute. Okay. 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 Cool. Yay. You know what? The quarry yard is open. Let's backtrack here. An upgrade like that makes you realize this is a puzzle roguelike, which is an insane mashup. Oh yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, it was really advertised more strongly as a roguelite, which kind of disappointed a lot of people because like they were expecting it to be more roguelite than it is. And they were like, it's more of a puzzle game than a roguelite. But it does have some roguelite elements. I guess you just have to play a really long time into it until you actually start seeing those elements of the game, I think. It's kind of unfortunate, but okay, I think I want the library. Because I have 2 reroll dice as well. But I want to order another book, because that book that we did order last time was pretty useful. Let's see, what do we want? Let's do Sightseer's Guide to Reddington. I'm sure that's useful. Okay. Definitely get a lot more puzzle on average, yeah. And to be fair, I mean, that's what the game... Ooh, we don't want to freeze our assets right now. Conference room. This would, like, dead-end us, and I don't know if we want that. And I would love, though, to be able to go back into open that hallway door. Oh, but this doesn't. But this does open new things, so it's fine if we cut off the hallway. I mean, the hallway door is locked anyway, so... yeah, conference room's good. We'll take that. Any treats? Any treats in here for us? Treats? No. Okay, that's fine. Alright, what direction do we want? We want over and down, if possible. Do we use special key here? I think... Is this one open? Yeah, it's already open, so might as well. Yeah, might as well pick this one. Sure. Any treats for us in the meantime, since we can't eat the meal yet? Our stuffed quail. Right, and the stuffed quail will be more beneficial for us if we can build a trophy room, but I've never seen a trophy room, so... Yeah, we'll use a key. Sure. The garage. I'd actually like to try the garage. I mean, this is a dead end no matter what. This would give us more steps, but... Oh, we're out of gems. Never mind. Okay, we'll do the one that gives us more steps, because I could use more steps as well. Oh, right. And we get +5 more steps because I already drew the nursery. Drafted the nursery, so... And it's our little buddy Meatball. Hi. Look at him. Look at him. He's so cute. Running around like that. You gonna take a drink? Or he's gonna do his cute little animation with the eyes. Oh, look at him blinking. Oh, it's so cute. Look at him. That's my favorite one. Okay. He's gonna run on his wheels. My least favorite animation, so we're gonna leave. This is kind of crazy looking. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. Whoa. I didn't real okay. This makes sense now. See, this thing was in the foundation. I didn't know how to lower it. And there's no door on this side, but that's because there's this crank. Wow. Wow. We're really discovering lots of secrets. Okay, let's send... you know what, let's go ahead and... Here, and I think I want to use our silver key here. It feels like if we can get something... I haven't crafted the foyer yet. Let's redraw. I want to redraw. I don't like these. Chamber of Mirrors. Rooms you already have in your house. Oh, I don't think I want that, actually. Dark room's fine for me, because this goes down like I want and over. And also the light should... Okay, it's off, but we just have to run back to the utility closet, which isn't that far away. Where is it at? Through the... Oh, we have to go to through the library and the courtyard. Okay, it's fine. Not ideal, but... taking a lot of progress coming up. Yeah, we are progressing a lot, surprisingly. What did I want to... What did I want to say? You need to play the game. Okay. I mean, the game is still just okay, but like, Sometimes you want to play things that are just okay because like they're addictive. Um, but what did I want to say? I Are you really that curious? Because now I'm tempted to just not tell you and make you stew in your curiosity. Now I'm tempted to just make you suffer a little bit, a little bit. I was just gonna correct the spell. Like say that if he was a real calendar head, he would have spelled calendar right. Being girl boss cat like got gaslight action. Nah, I gave in. I gave in because I'm a softie. Let's go back because we can now. We weren't that far from the dark room, luckily. So we did lose some steps, but we gained a lot in the bunk room. So where's the thing? There's a thing in this room. Where's the thing? Where's the thing? It's flipping at me. Normally it's right over here, but oh, right here. And a key card. I have my key card. I have a key card. Let's go down here first, though. Dead end. Dead ends. Ugh, all dead ends. All dead ends. Absolutely every single one. You know what? Let's use our redraw dice. I want to see if we can push. We can't push. Oh, this was even worse. Oh, I mean, at least we got it out of the way, I suppose. Got it out of the way. That was less than what you thought. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't that bad. It just feels very like, you know, annoying teacher. And I was like, I don't know that I really want to play into that. Feels a little too obvious. Wait, why? Why? Oh, and I used my die. Why did it do this to me? I don't want to do this. Oh, wait. But I have the gym turned off. Is it still turned off? Is the question. I don't think I lost steps there. No, I didn't. Okay, perfect. Oh, and we can go into security from here. Okay. Can't help who you are. I mean, I can also just not say the things that make me like that, you know? And I do hate like when people like are weird about grammar and stuff. Or not grammar, well, partly grammar, but like on spelling. Like I normally wouldn't correct people's spellings. It's just, when it's like the context expresses that they're, passionate about something. And they misspell it. It feels kind of ironic, right? And so like that's the only reason I would say it, but I also don't like poking at spelling mistakes personally. So it's kind of like Oh no, a dead end. Oh wait, no, this one's not a dead end. It'll go to foundation. I forgot. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely do this one. Also, why does it have two? Oh, because it has two doors, I think. Okay. There are two little lights lit up above it, and I was like, what's that mean? Okay, so here's one of our safes, the 8 safes. Alright, now we're back to foundation, and we lowered that thing. What does that do? I guess we go down? I want to try this door first before we start exploring hell. Before we go to hell. It's funny though, so you'll forgive me. Oh, thank you for being so gracious. Sometimes you're just typing too fast and misspell. Yeah, exactly. A lot of times it's not a misspell, it's a typo. Or like, people just don't put that much thought into it. If it were like, a research paper for publication, or if it were like, if they were tweeting from like their company account or something, like it'd be different. But if it's just some random person being like, yo, look at this cool thing I saw. Oh no, we can't draft the rumpus room. I want the rumpus room so bad. Mailroom would be cool. Wine cellar's cool. I feel like if I don't pick the wine cellar, we'll go down to the hell area below the foundation, and I'll need gems for something, right? And I don't want to be stuck without gems. And also, I don't think I've drafted the wine cellar before. Maybe I have. Mailroom, we do get a package, but I don't know if the package is all that great. Okay. Worry about spelling on your phone. Okay, not that intense. Yeah, I don't really care about it. Again, I get especially on phone stuff. Like, oh man, that's why I'm like, especially like if people are like in Twitch chat on their phones, like that. There was this one, what is this? Wait, what is this date? 1213, 1213. That's really old. Holly Swan. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Pressed in wine cellar. Half Holly. Quarter Swan. Quarter two spades. Below is year MCCXIII. Okay. All right. Now we know the information. But if you're doing something official, spelling step one. Yeah, yeah. Like if it's something official, but like if it's like, your personal stuff and you misspell, it's like whatever, as long as people understand. It's like writing is meant for communication, and as long as communication has been achieved, it's just like, what will people think of you, that you didn't care enough about your personal Twitter to like spell things correctly? But if it's like, for work, or like, representing, your job in some way or something, like it's worth it to spell correctly, because like you are representing them, and you're affecting what people think of them. But and people know that you should be, and so every choice you make is an intentional choice representing that, and then like it's intentional. But if it's personal, then it's like whatever. But yeah, I'll tell a story real quick. But like there was another VTuber I watched like a couple years ago, and like honestly, this person is the most intimidating person I've ever encountered in my life. I had no idea why they were so terrifying. And I was like, because I had a previous streamer where like it was really awkward to type in their chat, because like, I don't know, their chat was kind of clicky and had, favorites, and like the mods slash VIPs, like friends of the streamer, like, kind of had their own favorites in chat, and, their own inside jokes. And like, if you kind of chatted, people were, like, I don't know, people were kind of weird. They weren't very welcoming, and like, I'm sure you just could have pushed through it, but I don't know, I had weird vibes. And that was also the one where one of the mods would oftentimes put emote only, uh, or quote unquote put chat in the box, and just kind of abuse their power. And the streamer didn't really engage with chat very much, so it was just kind of the mods and like, friends of the streamer just messing around with chat how they wanted. And it was a weird dynamic, and I was like, okay, I don't really feel very comfortable chatting here. And so I never did. I watched the streamer a lot, but I never like chatted or anything. But then this other VTuber that I watched, one of the first VTubers I actually started watching regularly, and they were like one of the most intimidating people, like, no, literally the most intimidating person I have ever met. And I like I said, I don't know why, it just like triggered something in me. But I was like, no, but I want to try. I was like, I want to get into VTubers. This was like right around the time it was a couple months after I made my VTuber, but before I started streaming as a VTuber. And I was like, no, I want to like engage more in streamers and everything. This person averages like, below 100 viewers. Is like all throughout the year I've been trying to find VTubers to watch, to like, really get a sense of it. But like everyone I was finding and liked like had, a couple hundred viewers in their chat, and that was like, no, that's too big for me. So I'd like check in on them sometimes. But yeah, that one was a really strange chat environment. I don't know, it was just odd. Like, so I kind of just tended not to look at chat with that streamer, which worked because the streamer never engaged with chat anyway, so it wasn't a problem. But like uh when this other person, I started watching them because I'm like, oh well, they have, below 100, and that's pretty good. Like all the others I looked at had a couple hundred, and this is back in like 2022, I think. And the other streamers I was seeing, I'm like, oh, they seem cool, and I was like, oh, maybe I could. I'm like, no, because I'm really like trying to focus on, spending my time watching streams on like smaller streamers, so I kind of understand, like who I'm compared with, right? Like what is the vibe for? Because obviously what bigger streamers do is cool to look up to, but it's not something that like, really applies to me. So I kind of want to, really see smaller streamers, and maybe like, I don't know, like, kind of also people that I could potentially reach out if I wanted to collab, like, in future, like someone who would be, you know, more, like, I don't know, someone, that I could collab with, right? Because, like, I can't reach out to someone with 300 average viewers with my five, and be like, hey, can we stream together or something? Like, obviously, that's going to be a no. But, like, if they have 20 average viewers, I, honestly, still probably no if I have five. But, like, it's like, but you stand a better chance. Anyway, so back at that point when I was starting, I'm like, I kind of need to, get lay of the land and like potentially maybe set up any connections. I don't know. So I was trying to like push myself to chat, and like, you know, I don't know, build stuff. And kind of get acclimated to the VTuber space, I guess. And can I collab planning right now? No. I can only collab with my brother. I'm too small and like I don't know. I don't, I mean, there are a couple other streamers I follow who do have smaller chats as well, but I don't know. For a smaller streamer especially, I kind of like, I don't know, because um, I don't really connect with streamers usually when they're doing a collab, right? Um, very, very, very rarely. And a lot of streamers I do find through the streamers I watch collabing with them, but like I kind of already like, kind of like this game or other things, I'm kind of slow to I take my time, like deciding if people are worth my time and stuff, right? And like a lot of people I, watch, and it took me a while to sort of warm up to them, and I kind of am like, hmm. And honestly, for a lot of things, I could tell you my path for how I got to that particular, streamer. It'd be like, oh, they collabed with this person, and that person worked at the same company as that person, and that person worked with that person, and they collabed on that thing, and like, and so like, or you can be like, like I don't know, there's usually a pretty direct like connection to how I get to things. Um and like there's a couple like, starting nodes essentially that from which things generated from. Very few things, but they're like very well established, respected internet personalities. And like honestly, essentially all of the VTubers I watch, for instance, started the path to get to them started with, I'm trying to think if there was something before that, but I can trace it back to the Game Grumps, right? And you can probably figure out how, to be honest, because there's a key linchpin, the overlapping point there. But so it's actually not that random or weird. But uh, so if you know your internet nerd networks, you would know who the intersecting point is. The but yeah, but like, and I don't know, I think the Game Grumps, my brother watched the Grumps, so yeah. It was like it was a pandemic when I started watching them, around the beginning of the pandemic. Because I just I was at home more often and I need more stuff to watch. And I think some people I used to watch more, like some streamers I watch more, I think stopped streaming around that time, and so you have that gap where you're like, what do I do now? Um, so, I don't know how like I said, I don't know how I got to the Game Grumps. I think it was just kind of from my brother talking about them a lot, and I saw something that I saw a bunch of stuff that they posted, but I didn't click on it and watch it right away because again, I kind of uh am slow to I am, hesitant and reluctant, and I kind of like to mm, make careful decisions essentially. To click on that Game Grumps video. Terrible decision. But but anyway, and I think it was the 10-minute power hour actually that I watched. So I watched the Grumps before the Game Grumps, I think. But anyway, regardless. But the yeah, I'm trying to think if they collabed with anyone, but I don't think so. Make that connection, but I don't think. Anyway, but power hours they do. I haven't watched them in ages, to be honest, because I don't know. Now they just seem not forced, but the vibe's different than it was like during and before the pandemic, right? Like I don't know, just different. Feels different. Um, but anyway, um, but yeah, so anyway, so like 2022, I was like trying to find VTubers that felt like not worth my time in a way, but worth my time as a small VTuber to like learn what I want to grow into, right? Because like, when you're starting out from zero, like trying to do what people with, 300, 400, active viewers do at any given time, like obviously that's not going to, I'm not going to be doing what they're doing. So I wanted to see, what's the deal with the under 100 crowd, especially under 50 if possible. And so I found someone who was like, I don't know, averaging like 40 to 60 or something like that at the time. And I'm like, okay, this is relatively small. This is pretty good. And and like I watched their streams for a couple months, kind of just lurking. And then I decided, I was like, okay, I should, by this point I had already started streaming myself too, and I was like, I should chat, I should like try to chat, like, because I know that other chat was really awkward and weird, but I was like, no, because I used to chat a lot in like, again, I always say like, my influence to start streaming, yeah, back as a face cam streamer was, Geek and Sundry. And I chatted a lot back in Geek and Sundry. I mean, not like a lot, but felt like a lot for me. I would occasionally chime in with stuff, and um uh and that felt really good, and you get to kind of feel like part of the community and engaged and everything. And so I would chat more. And then back, in this I was, and then like I got through that weird chat period and I was like, no, I didn't really chat any much that much more than in that one streamer's chat, because again the vibes were weird and I didn't like it. And then I this other like VTuber, I was like, okay, no, I should like chat in the chat. But again, this person was the single most intimidating person I've ever encountered in my life. So it was very unfortunate that like that was a chat I was like, okay, I'm gonna chat in, right? Um and then but like I would watch on my phone, right? Going back to like the point of the story, but I would watch on my phone, and like it was so scary because again they were very intimidating, so I felt like I like, oh man, I have to like chat correctly and not, I want him to understand me, and I don't want to be misunderstood by him in his chat or whatever, right? And I'm like, okay, I gotta do this right. And so like I'm, you're trying to type on your phone, but my hands were shaking so bad because again, single most intimidating person I've ever encountered for no reason. I think it was just like the attitude that they conveyed was just a very intimidating kind of judgmental sort of attitude. Um and like, I don't know, they seemed cool in like a lot of ways, but that was just kind of, I guess, the downside to that particular person. And like, but my hands were shaking so bad, but then trying to type on my phone and like feeling like, stakes are really high, or what, not stakes are high, but feeling like, you know like I could be, yelled at or judged or something, or like, I don't know, completely embarrass myself. And like, so I'm really nervous about, you know, and then like my hands are shaking so bad, and trying to type correctly, like, was just like not a pleasant experience, right? So like, I don't know, that's when people like chat on mobile, that's what it reminds me of. And like, I usually don't chat in people's chat. I mean, I guess some I do. Like I talk about like Tom a lot and Kipoga a lot, and sometimes I will chat in their chats, like just the offhand comment. But like I don't talk a lot, so like I don't have to worry about like, writing out a big response. And those chats, usually like the vibe of those chats is usually you type like a few words. So, it's not that hard to type a few word responses in mobile. So it's not, and also they're big chats. Well, no, Kiboga actually manages to read a lot of his chats, surprisingly. Even like when he had like 11,000 viewers and his chat's like popping off, I still noticed he like read my, comments a lot. And I was like, wow, that's insane. How do you notice these? Like at all, like not every single one, obviously, but a significant amount for the fact that he is like, currently using, like three separate machines and a voice changer, and he's on the call with like and several filters on his voice, and and like he's changing all sorts of background scenes on his stream, and he's on this call with this scammer, and he's like trying to, and he's actually himself voice acting to get the character in addition to the voice changers, and he's trying to do all this, scam baiting stuff. And it's like, how on earth are you managing to keep up with chat? That is one of the reasons why he's one of my favorite streamers, because like insane talent there, like honestly insane. But and Tom's really pretty good. He reads like almost every single message in the chat, so he's pretty good about it. But again, like they're both very like positive people and like very chill. So, you know, it's like fine. But you know, but it's still uh I'm still very picky about like the chats, you know, I will chat in because like I don't know, I'm just kind of nervous, you know, depending on like how the streamer is and like, you know, and again, especially because I'm usually on mobile and I know that typing on mobile is kind of, I don't know, brings back memories of trying to type when my hands are shaking so bad. But it sounds kind of nerve-wracking trying to say something intelligent going on like that. Yeah, yeah. A guy can take a joke. Some people don't react well. Yeah. I mean, like, it kind of, you know, depends on situations, you know, and like, um, I don't know. And like, I think this direction is fine, you know, like, but like, if I were in someone's chat and the streamer, like, you know, it went like the other direction, I feel like you know, like I might not, I don't know. So that's why like I usually don't interact with like sometimes the vibe is kind of like, you know, teasing, friendly bullying with the streamer. And a lot of times I don't chat in those streams as well because like I don't know that I would, what the hell is going on here? I don't know that I would take it. I don't know, I'd be too scared to not take it the worst way possible, if that makes sense. Again, just kind of from, wait. We have a new disc. But I need the office and I don't have the office. No. Don't before and they get called out. When you being chill. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen chats where there's a lot of friendly bullying, you low key just try to give them a break. Yeah. Okay, pint and paint. Hold on. This is row 1, 2, 3, 7, I think. Row 7. And we do have a dead end up here though, unfortunately. So we can't use that upgrade disc. We can't eat in the dining room. Or no, we can. I should have done that. No. Oh well. What am I looking for here? Right, the letters. It's row 7. A. Pint and paint. Yeah, okay. So this must be just whatever square it's in. This one. But yeah, and again, like, you know, I might say a joke and the streamer like might, you know, kind of joke back, kind of, you know, like, but I would probably be too scared. Because like I don't know, I kind of for as a streamer, I kind of like, you know, don't take everything that chat says at face value. Obviously, if like, you know, like, you know, like I get it, you know, with other stuff you say or like the vibe of the chat and everything. But I always take the streamer at face value, which is like why that's kind of scary. Oh, but I have my key card. Oh, okay, I still have my key card. It looked like it ate my key card. I have a key. What does this do? Is this how I go back? Do I press the button and then run over there? Okay, I guess we use this. The key doesn't work. What? But. Alright, elevator it is. Oh, maybe this is just for the elevator. This was fun. A fun journey to the depths of the earth, I guess. What happens if I wasn't standing in it? Maybe it just wouldn't like let me mouse over the switch if I wasn't standing in it, maybe. Because I feel like I could reach it from farther. No, okay, I can't. Hmm. Well, I'm pretty sure we have a proper dead end, unfortunately. Okay, we have to go back. We'll eat the thing in the dining room just for funsies. But then we have to go back to coat check because I wanna I wanna check my key card again. We're 26 steps, so it should be enough to get back. Never thought of yourself as not scared as evidence was starting fights. It's kind of vibe. Yeah, I guess it's a vibe thing. Hmm. Which way do we go? Oh, right. Oh no, we do need to go this way. Through the dark room. Actually, no. Yeah, go through the dark room, but it might be. Hmm. I think it's better to go this way because we do get some more steps. I think this is closer. But we'll go to the dark room anyway. No, wait, we need to go to the dining. Oh, yeah, so we have to go up. Okay. Or to our gymnasium dark room. Yeah. Conference room. Dining room. We'll eat our stuffed quail. But roasted potatoes. Have dinner, yes. Oh, right. I'm silly, of course. If we're eating the dinner, we definitely have enough steps to get back to coat check. Dining hall gymnasium. Okay, conference room. Dining hall down here. Floor is 20 extra steps, yeah. Yes, this is where we go. Wait a minute. There's more stuff? There's oh, a broken lever. Hmm. I guess we haven't been through these rooms since we got the metal detector, so it's kind of worth it just in case we're missing anything. I don't know what good it would do, but can I exchange my keys and gems for items? I don't know what like what even item would be worth it. Not like I can make more rooms. Mm. Hmm. Can I buy any? No, I can't buy any. Is that bag? Yeah, the bag was always there. This is just still pretty. I still want to see this out this window. Look how pretty. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of. Why did they put those smudges on the glass? Now that I'm thinking about it, why is the glass so smudgy? These cleaners didn't do a very good job. And like each window is smudged differently. This is like intentional smudging. It's crazy. Nice kitchen with a nice view. The maid is kind of slacking. Yeah. I do not regret taking some of their money on the previous day. Smudges have got to be lore. I mean, maybe. Matt Pat were here. Let's see. What else is in the kitchen? Oh, oven mitts. That's cool. Oh, right. Oh, right, because we need to turn the water on in the pump room or something. But then it said you can. It also powers that one book on drafting told us it powers the kitchen, and I was like, what is there in the kitchen? There's this. This is what there is. Hmm. I wonder if the scale is useful for anything. Probably not because I can't click on it. An oven. Okay, I'm just curious. I don't feel like I've had a lot of time to explore the kitchen. Rolling pin? No. Hmm, right, but did say the water's turned on here. Okay, let's go. 2 steps. Yay. Okay. Hope check. Ding ding. I would like to check my key card once more. I am once more back to. I have so many items. Check my key card. Okay. Bye. Uh, But we do have our gemstone cavern, which is nice. The mines. No, wait. Wait. As much as I hate to get rid of my key card, I need to check the upgrade disc. I can get the key card again later. Right? I mean, I can get the upgrade disc again later, but the upgrade disc you use, and then it frees up space for a key card, you know? It has to be the office. I don't... No, wait. No, you're right. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Well, I'm gonna check the key card. No, you're right. It can be any terminal. Oh my gosh, you're right. It doesn't have to be the office. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. Good point. We have security. We have security. We literally just passed through it. But we already checked our key card, so now we don't have to go back. Thank you. Oh wait, I didn't want to do this. I want to exit. Alright, my model's gonna probably glitch out as I press those arrow buttons. It's fine. Yep, there we go. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, what room are we gonna upgrade? Oh, I love this upgrading rooms thing. The Nook! Oh, that's so good. What upgrades? Have the chance to permanently enhance this room to one of 3 different upgraded floor plans. Select the floor plan below to upgrade it. Bacon and eggs? 2 keys. Bacon and eggs. Or you will always draw a library while drafting in this room. That's kind of useful. Wait a minute. Does the library... I think the library costs gems, though. What do we think, guys? You know, I'm usually not hurting for steps. So I'm not thinking bacon and eggs. It gives you more steps, I think. Most of the food does. So we get more steps. And, you know, eggs in this economy. I had such a good time reading the book. You know what? Actually, you have a point. Because there will be a time where we have read all the books and the library will no longer be useful to us. Like how that's what I took away from your comment. We already drew the library today and ordered another book. And there's only like 5 books to read or 6 books to read. So eventually we will have read them all. Reading just increases the chance to draw a library. No, the reading nook increases the chance to draw a library, and then we can read in the library, right? But like, eventually we'll have read all the books. Thanks for the tarot redeem. Is my apartment haunted? Okay, let's see. Hold on, let me grab my... Okay. Interesting. Let me look up what this normally means, because I know it in the context of this deck, but I want to see what it looks like for the Writer's Waite deck. I want to remember if it's the one I'm thinking of. Why did it not show me the right thing? Yeah, okay. Hold on, I will, let me see here. Yeah, okay. Hold on. This one I think is worth seeing what the card looks like. Again, the deck that I'm using here, it kind of just looks like, I don't know, this might not be what it actually is, but to me it looks like a broken mirror, right? With a lot of cracks going from the upper right corner to the bottom left corner, and the bottom, and it's like mostly purple, but that's because the entire sword's suit is purple. but it like goes down to sort of like a reddish bit, with kind of implying maybe like blood or something, but like Ryder's way sore. Hold on, hold on, hold on. What is this image? Okay, I don't know what's supposed to be there, but this will be there instead. Okay, yes. Okay. Oh my gosh, doesn't need to be that big. Goodness. Slow reveal. So honestly, this is like it's like a conclusion. Yeah, it's a really dead guy. hmm it means like all of the tens are like a conclusion of a cycle, right? This is in the suit of swords, which means thoughts, air, right? But like it's a very painful progression in this, like it's a happy conclusion if you're dealing with like ten of coins, slash pentacles, or if you are looking at cups, right, is like emotional fulfillment. But in this one, for some reason, the addition of thoughts weighs people down. And kind of like, let me see, I want to see what the imagery again is of a ten of wands as well, because that one has a kind of weird, yeah. Wands and swords kind of have negative, they're both stick looking, so I don't know what the significance of that is, but they both kind of have like negative implications once you get to higher up. For like wands, it's like a lot of responsibilities you have and like burdens that you carry, right? Like if you're like carrying a bunch of sticks back, or like a bunch of firewood back or something, right? It kind of gives that feel. Um, but here it's almost like the swords are like thoughts, but the thoughts are never good, right? It's not like, oh, you have a lot of ideas. No, the thoughts are usually like connected to more to anxiety than, at least in the number cards. I think like the once you get to like the like, face cards, I guess you call them, it changes the vibe a little bit. But like for the number cards, they tend to be more anxiety, like a mental burden, just like wands are a like physical burden oftentimes, or like a, yeah, kind of a physical burden in a way. Even if it's like metaphorical, it's more like a work that you have, like a responsibility, like I said. So it can be a physical responsibility. It's like you physically might have to carry stuff. You might have to, um, you know, uh, just carry, like I said, like responsibilities, even if it's not physically carrying things. For the swords, again, these are like thoughts you have to live with, and they're usually not happy thoughts. I guess because like usually the like cups is like emotions, right? And I guess those are usually more to do with positive things, in terms of emotions. Sometimes the emotions are like sad. Like bittersweet is like the kind of negative aspect, because there's like around the number suits, usually five is always like where you kind of hit a low point. Like it starts off kind of okay, and then kind of builds a little bit, but then hits, a turning point, because the tarot tells a story, right? It is story progression throughout the, not the major arcana, but the minor arcana tells like a story. And at least through the number cards, right? Again, reaching its conclusion in card 10. And then once you start with the page and knight, except in queen and king, things start changing a little bit around, I guess. They kind of, represent kind of, closer to more to their ranks, I suppose, of what they, what the face is of it. But for the numbers, it kind of tells a story arc. And usually there's like a low point around 5 and 6. And for like cups, it's kind of more of a like emotionally negative, but in like usually it's like a sad, bittersweet, loneliness type of feeling, at least, and the way I usually see it. Pentacles, that point or slash coins, that's usually like a like literally you're poor, right? It's one of my favorite looking tarot cards, right? It's usually like a guy sitting on a stoop in the snow in front of a house, and he's like out in the cold, and everything's sort of blue color, but there's like a window with a warm little yellow glowing light inside, and he's, out on the doorstep shivering. Um, it's just a little guy. That's like the five of coins, and that's kind of the low point there. But yeah, so swords is like a thought progression, and this is the culmination of that. But again, it's kind of like increasing anxiety. Some of the earlier ones are like um kind of represent like anxieties of like paranoia, like people talking about you. There's you know, pressures around you and that sort of stuff. Um and yeah, this is the culmination of that. And yeah, the picture is something. Um so I mean, can this hold on, I want to look up what the normally meaning is, because like in theory this could be an extension of that paranoia aspect. Like it's like um mm, let's see, this one says painful endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, and crisis. Okay, so yeah, I'm like you could in theory kind of take it the um progression of the paranoia, but I think all we learned from this is my apartment haunted. I don't know, but the guy who died here wasn't good. um Not that he was stabbed 10 times, but that he his soul does not rest easy. So I might take that to be the cards are saying yes. I still don't believe in ghosts, but like I feel like this says yes. Short answer. It's a really dead guy, and a dead guy's a requirement for haunting. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There are a lot of other cards we could have gotten. Let me see. We can maybe get a double reading here and see. Oh, oh no. What about this one? Hmm. Okay. We have. Hmm. Okay, that one has like nothing to do with anything, so I can see why we got like temperance, which I don't really know. So that guy has too many swords. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. So I think the question asked was, is my apartment haunted? I say yes. I think it is. I think it might be. I think the cards have spoken. Next time we should ask the ghost to speak to us through the card. Oh, god damn. Yeah, I say yes, it is haunted. Thank you for. Do I have the day off tomorrow? I do. I do. Um, but yeah. So I think the answer is yes, it is haunted. Thank you for clarifying that, Lazy Paradox. I will sleep easy tonight knowing that it is haunted. But yeah, I do have the day off tomorrow, so that's nice. Okay. Just like, and honestly, maybe like, a lot of times, with tarot, right? Because again, it's not like no library. No, but library. Okay, fine. I wasn't gonna pick that reading Nook version anyway. Anyway, with the tarot again, like just real quick for anyone who might have not heard my spiel on this before, but tarot is not like like it's not supernatural, right? It's not a supernatural sort of magical thing, right? I mean, I guess if you want to believe that, that's fine. But round in these parts, we're of the opinion that it's not a supernatural thing, and that the it's meant as a thought prompt essentially, to make you realize your own thoughts and reassess your situations and stuff like that, right? So usually you wouldn't really use it for like a yes or no sort of answer, like we did, but we're also doing a single card reading, so it's like Nah, simple questions, simple answers. But normally you'd have multiple cards with a lot of potential nuance, considering relationships between them, and it wouldn't be a yes or no question. And it's not like the tarot reader is supposed to be like, using the cards to give them information about the subject's life, right? And be like, oh, you recently lost someone, didn't you? No, 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 no. That's a scammer. That's a scammer. Um, because they should know from the person, like, that they lost someone. And then the cards will be like, were they maybe important to you? And the person will be like, no. And then they'll be like, wait a minute, but like, maybe, you know? And so, like, it just helps them sort through their own stuff, right? And like, if it'll be like, oh, what's going to happen in the future? It's more like, what it's kind of like, am I going to get a new job? It's like, well, reading the prompt and being like, maybe, like, it looks like you might get a new job if, you apply to some where you're thinking of, so it's kind of like, also the answers are, kind of talk about the mental state of the subject, I guess, if that makes sense. And it's kind of helping them process their own thoughts, kind of, you know. But or if they're like, should I get a new job, right? It'd be like, oh well, I don't know, should you? The card says this, and then like, you bounce back and forth, right, with a conversation that's kind of influenced by the card, but and like guided and directed by the card, but not necessarily a card giving any facts or informations really. So, and a lot of it's then also your reaction, right? Which is why the card doesn't necessarily have a single meaning, right? It can kind of be up to the reader and why different readers might be different. But like for me, I see this card and it's like, is this apartment haunted? I'm like, sure looks hella haunted. Like you see this and you're like, oh man, okay. And so I had to look up the normal decks picture and show it to you guys because I was like, wait a minute, I know this card. So yeah. Okay, what were we saying? Yeah, no, right. um, John Dow likes libraries. You like bullying me? Yeah, well, that's fine. Should you eat pizza tomorrow? Okay, let's see. Let's get this image away. Should you eat pizza tomorrow? Well, maybe that maybe that temperance card was for that question. Okay, let's see. Let's see, what should I pick? 3 of Cups. This is the card of friendship. You should order a pizza and share it with a friend. Clear answer. 3 of Cups is a friendship card. Or usually they're also dancing around in a circle. So maybe it just says you should just, oh yes, oh no, yes for Bibblemans, my bad. Okay. I didn't read that well enough. Okay, well that's what that said. What book do I, no, this is a Terry Pratchett. Hold on. All right. I've never actually read this book yet, so. All right. The book I randomly chose is The Fifth Elephant by Terry Pratchett. Let's go. What page number? 1, 2, or I don't know, whatever number it starts with. Like, we'll say, yeah, no, 1 to 450. You'll consider the card's answer. Okay. Card said, share it with friends. 325. Okay. All right. Paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1 through 16. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. Huh. Okay, actually this is really good. Only because like, I interpret that way. But the line was, it was a simple line, which was, they went into another huddle. Which, the 3 of Cups is usually like 3 girls dancing around in a circle, like with their arms clasped around each other. Kind of huddle-like. So I think that means you should order a pizza and share it with friends. At least two. Or I guess just one friend is fine. But should be two, according to to the to the cards. And the book confirmed the card. So gotta huddle up and order a pizza. Hmm. That's what it said. That was interesting. Let's see, because there were some other lines on the page, and I was like reading down through, and I was like, oh, okay. There's some. The whole page did have some vibes for it. I mean, some of us were like, um, let's see, we have such great lines as one of them was holding a kitchen knife in a trembling hand. Have you come here to ravish us? Madam, I'm being pursued by werewolves. He held the sack more tightly. That one would be don't get pizza, save your money. But this line, I don't know what this one would have been. Ladies, please, I need trousers. So we missed that one. This one would have been, we have the gloomy and purposeless trousers. So, yeah. So that would have, we had some interesting options there. I don't know what the trousers would have been about. I don't know what they have to do with pizza. We might just have to say, if it were those, honestly, we might have to roll a no on pizza if we got the trouser lines because I don't know what trousers and pizza have to do with each other. They're werewolves. The werewolves are probably looking to eat. um, I don't think so. If it's the werewolf I'm thinking of, again I haven't read this book, but if it's what's her face, then she's a nice werewolf who isn't being chased by a werewolf every once in a while. Exactly, exactly. It just happens, you know. Like, I mean, unless you don't know any werewolves, and that sounds kind of racist of you, you know. Why to keep some pizza around in case a werewolf attacks? Exactly, exactly. The werewolves might want some pizza, you know. Throw a slice of, and that's what, you know what, fun fact, that's why pizza comes in slices, so that you can toss them one at a time at the werewolf as you're running away from it. As you throw one slice at the werewolf and it gobbles it up, and while it's gobbling it up, you run a little bit farther, but then it's coming at you again, and so you take another slice and you throw it at it, and that's why they slice pizzas. And why you don't eat the pizza, you know, as one round thing all at once, you know, and you start at one end and you eat to the next. That's why you don't, because of werewolves. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fun fact. Um, now you know. I'm glad we have all been educated this stream. Okay. So we've learned my apartment is haunted, and we learned why they slice pizzas. So Italy had a famous werewolf problem, then pizza solved it. That's, you know, that's true. It's true. I have heard connections of werewolves in Italy. So pizza was the answer. That's how they developed pizza from Italy. It's because for the werewolves. Okay. 2 keys or 1 key plus bacon and eggs. This is our new question. Will more steps become important to us later? Or will more keys become important to us? See, I'm kind of worried it might be steps. Because I think maybe if there's a possibility of upgrading rooms to the point where they're more likely to be unlocked, then that's the way to go. And especially if we can try to rely more on the key card if we're lucky. But I think being able to walk around and, like, if we draft the office, you know, being able to, like, bring, because, like, what if next round, right, we draft the you know, office down at the bottom, and I'm gonna place it as soon as I can, or like, well, I guess no, never mind, because we are upgrading right now, so never mind. But, like, what if we, like, draft the office and then we walk further down and we find an upgrade part, but then, like, we don't have a terminal down there, so, or security, right? I'd probably place security before the office, but, you know, then we have to walk all the way across the house to use it, but then go all the way back, you know, like, that's a lot of walking back and forth in order to, like, do things in the game. So I'm worried about steps. I know right now we have 20 extra steps in our day, but I'm worried about the steps in the future. So seeing 1 key remaining and 21 steps remaining currently, yeah, well, But that's just right now. We do have one key remaining, and we do have a key card, and we do have security set to high. So there's a higher likelihood of us um, encountering doors that have key card access. Yeah, and we did. Yeah, it's true. That's true. And we did get 20 steps. If we had not eaten the quail, we would have only had 1 step. Good point. Good point. Thanks for reminding me of that. And we can maybe make an effort to get key related rooms, because we'll be starting every day with 2 gems now, right? So we can focus less on gem related things and focus more on like key related rooms instead. As well can get us some more keys. And also when we draft rooms, we have a higher ability to get better rooms because of the fact we'll on average have more gems. So I think, I don't know, I want the bacon and eggs. So I'm talking myself into that. So clearly we're going to go with that one. But I just have a suspicion, right? I just have a suspicion that I'll need more steps, right? I just have a feeling. Yes. Okay. Maybe that was a wrong, move to make, but because in a way it like multi-classes that room, right? Because normally we usually get steps from bedrooms. And actually that's what we did with the courtyard as well, right? We multi-classed it with the corridor. So it has the benefits of a hallway as well as the benefits of a green room. But here, the Nook, even though it didn't reclassify it as a bedroom, it has the same benefits as a bedroom. And also keep in mind, I also did spend money on 2 bananas this run, so that also inflated my step count. And partly I did that because I had the chapel in an inconvenient place. But like, if I didn't do that and I, like maybe I would have had money, in a different layout. I would prefer to use that money to buy like the shovel or something, because we didn't have the shovel, and we do have holes laying around. We just don't have the shovel. And I mean, ultimately though, we have gems, we have a key. It's a layout that's holding us back this run, I guess, to be fair. But I feel like multi-classing is good, because like then we kind of get both benefits of like the benefits of a bedroom or / like the kitchen. Except the kitchen we have to buy food to get those steps, and this way we don't have to buy the food and we can keep the coins. Like I don't know. I feel like I want to multi-class the rooms when I upgrade them, because I don't like seeing just Nook, right? Like reading Nook and breakfast Nook, those feel like I've upgraded it, but just Nook doesn't feel very upgraded to me. Still a Nook. Okay. Nook. Yeah, just double checking to make sure we have all dead ends, but we do. Okay. And I've coat checked my thing. My key card. Nothing to do with the broken lever right now. Metal detector. Sledgehammer. That we didn't encounter any chests, so. Alright. Call it a day. Yep. Call it. Next day, day 10. You won't get into arguments against multi-classing. You're notorious for playing jack of all trades characters in your gaming group. Yeah. Like I'm fine with like I know it can sometimes make for a weaker character, but in some ways I think it makes for a very interesting character, right? To have like, if you don't multi-class too hard, right? Like, 2, you can have 2. Because then it kind of, makes a fun blend, a fun overlap, like, so you're not like, a normal character of that type, you're, that type and this type, which makes a new special fun combo character that's unique, or more unique anyway. But like, I'm not a big fan of like being like, kind of grabbing from all types, but I'm okay with like, doubling a couple. Or like creating characters that have like a history of one thing, but have like turned their path in life. And so although they have like skills they learned from like a different sort of track, so like if you're playing D&D, the like history of the character being one thing that does not align with your current class. I kind of like having their background be different from their class. Um, just because I think it makes a more interesting character. But okay. Rooms 32, 8, 93, 6. Okay. Sizable inn. Yeah, see, look, we took 93 steps. We still had 21 steps left over somehow. But we took 93. How did we even make that many steps? That's crazy. We more than doubled our steps. How did that happen, actually? Like, we did get 20 from the dining room. We did get 6 from the kitchen, I think. It's 26. We did eat an apple in the pantry. So that was like 3 more. So it's like 29. We got an apple from the bedroom. We got the nursery, so we got 5 extra steps here, and in here. That was 10 extra steps because of the double room. Okay, I can see how we got it, yeah. Just showing that background tip for your next D&D character is a pretty good idea. Yeah, I like having them just, be different. And it also kind of like helps a character be like, well, why are you, adventuring now? And you're like, well, I changed, because you kind of be like, well, why weren't you adventuring before? Like, why are we starting here? And like I kind of like that change of background to current. And because especially if you start, a campaign like level 1 of that character, you can't be like, oh yeah, I've been you know, I've been this particular like a ranger all my life. And it's like, have you? Then why are you level 1, buddy? Like, um, I'm a cleric, all right. Well, how long have you been a cleric? 10 years. I was raised a cleric by my cleric mother. All right, well, you're level 1, so you didn't pick up much, and so like it makes a lot of sense to like be like, why did you start this character, or start this adventure, or how did you find yourself in this position, is because of that change in life path, so that it being cleric. Yeah, exactly. It's like if you're starting an adventure as an experienced person in your class, but you're starting level 1, it's like, no, I don't know. I mean, like obviously you can start, different, but I don't know. It feels more natural to me to, and again, I feel like it makes it more interesting character to have like things that contrast each other, right? I think are interesting personally. So that's just me, and I've never actually played real life D&D, so or any like I don't think I've played any tabletop RPG like IRL. So I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just a writer. Okay. Don't don't take my word for it. But, I don't know. From a writing perspective, that makes the best character, so, All right. Moving on. Size bullet. Save and continue. I know, I don't have friends. Right? So, like I have a D&D character I made that I really want to play, but, yeah, groups can vary widely. I would want to play like, with people I know or like a friend who has other friends or whatever, but like it's hard, man. Find people hang out with. We'll throw dice at each other when you disagree on the rules IRL. Oh no, you can't be a rule stickler. Again, I say this a lot, but it's the one, how like sometimes, how it's like it doesn't matter like when you have someone follow you on social media or whatever and you're like, "Oh, I have this big person follow me on social media," but like, you don't want to brag about it because like, ooh, that's kind of cringe. But like you're allowed to brag sometimes, right? Like it's okay to have like that person who follows you and you're like, this person follows me. That's really exciting. Um, but Chris Perkins follows me on my old account. And that I started in like what 2011 or something like that. That's private now, but that's account that I used like up until I made my VTuber account, or it was my like primary personal account up until I made my VTuber account. But and yeah, Chris Perkins follows me on there. He followed me in like 2015, I think. And like one, it was really cool because he then like later he had he was like following like 700 people at a time. I know now he follows like thousands, but at that point it was like or no, no, yeah, something like that. Anyway, but he a few months later, someone had asked him like, how do you decide who you follow, man? And he's like, people who I think are smarter than me, people who I think are funnier than me, or people who I think, make a, like make the world, more better, make the world better, right? And I was like, okay, I don't know which one I am, but like they made me feel good. And I like he followed me from like I replied to one of his tweets with just like a silly like dumb little joke thing. So I don't know what that was about, but made me feel good. And and like and I'm assuming people know who Chris Perkins is, right? He recently retired from Wizards actually, or is retiring soon or something, graduating from VTuber terms. um, but that's a graduation that got me, right? Like on the one hand, I don't know, like I a lot of the VTubers who graduate, like I'm not particularly attached to, and I kind of almost, I mean, a lot of the corporate VTubers don't stay in corporate for long, and honestly, I'm kind of happy to see them go and, use what they've gained from their time in corporate to do bigger and better and more exciting things that they're more passionate about, you know, now that they can, but, um, go places, with more freedom, uh, but uh but Chris Perkins retiring is really sad. And I know a lot of people don't like him and they don't like the direction that D&D has taken in, his time in his time as like head writer or whatever it was, and then head of like the whole D&D branch or whatever at Wizards. And but yeah, but like his big thing, he's also the DM for Acquisitions Incorporated, which I highly recommend if you haven't listened. I think they started as a podcast and then did like videos of like their performances at like I think the PAX conventions, I think is where they usually had Acquisitions Incorporated games up on stage. And they had like people like Will Wheaton guested regularly as well as Patrick Rothfuss. And that like was it was really good. They're very funny. It's a little goofier than something like Critical Role, which is a little bit more of a drama. This is a little bit more of a comedy. But like Chris Perkins is like number one rule for D&D is if it's fun, right? And like if it's a cool thing, like if someone wants to do something cool and he's like, oh, we have a chandelier here. Patrick Rothfuss's thing, his character always wanted to swing from chandeliers. He played like, I don't know, some sort of rogue, and he wanted to swing from a chandelier, and he had high decks, and everyone was kind of hated on him for it sometimes because they're like, oh my gosh, does he always have to try to swing from every chandelier he sees? And but Chris always let him do it because he's like, okay, dexterity check, give it a shot. And yeah, obviously Pat would want to do that. But he's like, all right, yeah, give it a shot. See, what do you roll? And like, his dexterity was literally so high. His like base stat was like 17 or something like that. He dumped everything into dex, right? And so he usually, can you swing on that chandelier? He rolled like a 23 or something, right? So it's like, yeah, okay, you can swing on that chandelier. And they'd be in the middle of a fight, and he's there trying to, kick the enemy from swinging from the chandelier. He like rogues daggers and quick weapons are cool. Yeah, yeah. I like that's a kind of like I like Rogue and Bard are my favorites, but Swing Nothing's sarcastic. Yeah. But he'd like, swing around from the chandeliers and stuff, and that was like his thing. Oh, and he also Chris also had a thing in his games where he wanted the audience interaction, so he'd like say like there's a something, they encountered a lot like a green flame, I think it was. And anytime he said green flame, he wanted the audience to shout back, green flame, right? And it was super cute. And then basically the idea was if it's cool, you can do it, and it's like, I want to try, or try, and it's like, I want to try to do this. And he's like, yeah, sounds cool. Sounds pretty badass. Go ahead and give it a shot, like if does it make the game cooler? Yes. And does it make the game more fun for people to play? Then yes. because there was a time like last year, I think it was, or maybe the year before, when everyone was arguing about like can a D&D character have a wheelchair, and people were like, no, they can't have a wheelchair, that's impractical. And it's like, look, Chris Perkins's rule, who heads D&D, is that if it's fun, then yes, because that's the point. And like even, sort of running Dungeons and Dragons at Wizards, like his uh main premise was still like, yeah, the rules are nice, but like go ahead and break the rules. Like house rules are encouraged because it makes the game fun. And, whatever set of rules makes the game fun, that's the goal. So the D&D rules and the, campaign books and everything like that, that's just to guide you and help you, but like change it as you see fit. So like whatever's the most fun. And that's what I kind of like to not live by, because I don't play D&D, but that's how I like to like respect a lot of other campaigns, to be like, are they playing it, like do they remember that it's supposed to be fun, you know? So you were thinking about doing a Blades Bard, a rogue multi-class? Yeah. Yeah. Mine is like a like she has a cleric background and she's a rogue, but she has very high stats, some in dex, but also in performance because she's like a dancer. Um, so it's like, and she still has a goddess, like a new goddess. It's whatever the goddess is of like jokes and comedy and laughter and stuff. And so she has a personal rule where she cannot kill anyone who is smiling or laughing. I was thinking going with laughing, but then I was like, how often are they going to be laughing? So she can't kill anyone who's smiling. And because the smile and laughter honors her goddess, so she can't kill them. Um, and that was like going to be that character a little bit. So and if you add cool things to your character, you also need to give them weaknesses, right? Because weaknesses are really what create character. So you can like multi-class or give them extra things, but you have to take it away. Like um she has extra spell slot for just casting light, or whatever it is, because she does not have dark vision. She's like half elf, she should have dark vision, but she does not, and everyone else she grew up with had dark vision, and she doesn't, and she's terrified of the dark. So that's why she has an extra spell to cast a light, as well as an extra item that is a light. But it still could put her in situations where she's used those up, or she's lost her item and now she's in the darkness and she's terrified. So like, yeah, you like putting restrictions on a world with bird people and magic, but wheelchairs are too far. Yeah, I mean, like, um yeah, it's like they're just like, oh, it couldn't be, it was not possible, and it's like, and people are like, yeah, but you'd have to, make too many rules to explain how it's possible. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you also just don't have to explain it. Like, you just don't have to explain it. How does the wheelchair go down that rocky slope in the cavern? I don't know. Why are you asking? Stop asking. If you stopped asking, it wouldn't be a problem, right? Like, it's like, just don't really, rules are magic. Yeah, just like whatever, magic. I don't know. Don't worry about it. It's enchanted. Don't question it. Like, I don't know. And it's like, well, I would need to know. It ruins immersion. And it's like, bro, it doesn't ruin immersion. You're just an asshole. We tend to use a similar rubric, got it from Exalted back in the day. The game had a mechanic where players can start dictating stuff like scenery and do outlandish stuff and get a better chance to do it as long as they describe what's going on sufficiently well. Yeah. That's sometimes like, yeah, sometimes a lot of DMs have like a rule like that where like you can do something, but like, or they'll do it like you can do something if you like try to act it out, right? Or they'll have like whatever thing, works for the players that they have, right? Obviously, like some, uh, like for instance, obviously Critical Role, there's an expectation that they voice act their characters for obvious reasons. But like, that's not necessarily an expectation that's needed at every D&D table, Like it depends on like who your players are, obviously. But like it could, like, oh no, I've heard a lot of times bards will get extra bonus perks from their DM if they actually perform. and things like that, right? So like that's always really cool too. And it's just again, it's fun. It's fun. If it's fun, do it. So cool idea for a character, a dancer, skill set on a rogue is graceful. Yeah, yeah, it's like kind of yeah, it's a fun character. I really like it. She has double short swords. And she has a long dress because again, the long dress doesn't actually hinder you if you know how to move. And so it's like she fights wish 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 with her little double swords, and it's fun. But I never played her, but I made that character. I really like her. And yeah, she has all her stats dumped in like performance and dex. So she's not a bard though, but she does have high performance. So be simple as I didn't say it's a chandelier, but your cool description requires it, so now there's a chandelier. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like being disarmed. Yeah, I mean it's kind of like the same thing of like a DM, like if they didn't describe it, but like the players imagined it, it's like, oh well, yeah, sure, why not? Like go with the flow. Just like if the players want to do something and you didn't really have plans for that, you're not going to cut them off. You're going to like yes and them, improv it. So it really bogs things down. One old game from your group wound up with combat taking forever because people would describe a cut or thrust just so. Oh, yeah. It's like a nice character overall with an interesting background. Yeah, I really like her. I think I don't know. I think it's fun that I gave her like some like positive things as well. Oh, there's our 2 gems. Some positive things as well as some like negative things. Let's get those bacon and eggs from the start. There's some Baldur's Gate 3 now at the 12 classes. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll probably play Baldur's Gate 3 over the summer. All right, there's subclasses. Oh, look at the bacon and eggs. 2 little. Why is he making that face? You know what? Adds the morning room. They never. I didn't. Well, it's not. I was like, they didn't tell me that. They didn't tell me that the bacon and eggs did anything. So I don't know why I'm like, they didn't tell me that. I didn't know. 10 steps, which is okay. That's kind of what I was expecting. And as the morning room, I don't know what the morning room is, but I like mornings, so sounds good. Yeah, bacon and eggs to start the day. It is the morning after all, so time to eat breakfast. You gotta start the coolest D&D table around. Cleric, dancer, rogue meets shine. Yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe one day I'll make friends out here in LA. Wait, a coupon book. We have a coupon book. Save 1 coin on each purchase. Wow, this room just keeps on gifting. This is nice. Okay. Nah, I am kind of reluctant to. Uh, hmm. I don't want to make a dead end yet, though. We'll do this. This feels like a waste. This is a bad idea, guys. This was a bad idea. That's fine. I don't think I've ever seen this room without windows. It's a little bit freaky without windows. Wouldn't it be nice to have something here? Yeah, I think I just want to like play D&D with like people I like actually know, just out for comfort and stuff. But you guys can make a D&D group if you want. Do I start the next day with 2 more? Oh, that's exciting. Wow, the morning room is great. Let's get that. Wow. And it's the morning, and we're in the morning room. Is it even morning anymore? Because I stood. Okay, it still is. It's like 10 a.m. Okay. So I was like, I was in the entrance hall for a really long time. What is this? A safe deposit box key. Where is the safe deposit box? A sunflower. A thermos. No. This room is really pretty. Oh, right. Here's my 2 gems. What is this? Oh, November 5th. We know when he died now. I don't know if that's important, but we know. Oh, okay. Okay. We need to. Okay. So, Wednesday morning. Okay. So I think he died. He died Wednesday morning, maybe November 4th, I think. Okay. Hold on. Day 10. Herbert died Wednesday morning. 4th? Assuming it's the day before this? No. Because the letter from our dad suggested that the 5th was a Friday, but maybe I'm forgetting and just making that up. Hmm. Having been alive for 25 years. Yeah. You guys talking about your games. 25-year group. Oh, that's crazy. Um, but yeah. Okay. Hmm. I remember what that letter from our dad said. Oh well. So we'll get the mailroom again. We'll double check. Okay. In the blue hours. It's interesting that they write blue hours of Wednesday morning. The venerable Baron of Mount Holly, Herbert S. Sinclair, passed away at the ripe age of 73. Okay. Um, 73 years old. Um, heart condition. Uh, a long struggle with a heart condition that had been kept from the public eye until his final days. Esteemed as a pillar of society and renowned for his penchant for crafting puzzles. He was a source of endless fascination to our readers over the years, not least through his popular column Baron Bafflers, which he penned for over a decade. The particulars of the announcement of his successor yesterday has left his devoted followers with one last intrigue to ponder. The reading of his will precipitated a flurry of speculation. Wait, no, yeah, because his dad also mentioned the funeral. Maybe that was on the. The reading of his will precipitated a flurry of speculation, for his niece and presumptive heir, the much beloved and lamented Mary Matthew Jones, has been missing, presumed deceased for the past 6 years. Wait a minute, did we know that? Fascinating information. Okay, his presumed heir was Mary Matthew Jones, but she's been missing for 6 years. Hmm. Mrs. Jones, better known to our readers by her pen name Marian Marigold. Marian Marigold is pen name. Enchanted the hearts and minds of children across her realms with her literary creations such as The Red Prince. Oh, she wrote The Red Prince. This is the book we read in the nursery. Swimbird, which feels like one of similar in name to one of the books that we can read in the library. But you did redeem no library, so we won't know. Oh, I'm tired. We have to go to bed. Okay, well, good night. Thank you for stopping by stream. Okay. Red Prince, Swimbird, and a new clue. Her disappearance remains one of the age's most tragic mysteries. With her whereabouts unknown, it was Marigold's own son, Simon P. Jones. Oh, okay. She's our mom. So we are not his grandson, but his grandnephew. Okay, for some reason I thought it said that he's our grandfather. I swore. A lad but 14 summers. Oh, okay. We are but 14 summers. Yeah, apparently we're 14. Learning a lot about ourselves today. Who was yesterday named the provisional heir to the sprawling Cinca Empire. Oh, we're uh Cinca Empire is the name of the estate. We not just house, but full estate, like, legally. Um, Estate we inherited. What does Cinca mean? However, this vast inheritance is accompanied by an undisclosed contractual condition. It's all binding the 46th room, yeah. Drafting the 46th room. Given the Baron's well-known penchant for tests of mettle and wit. Metal reminds me of haven't seen that word since Book of Hours. Shame to have to read that sort of thing in the newspaper. It's true, that's true. kind of awkward to learn about yourself this way. We learned who our mom is. We learned our age. Um, uh, Medal and Wit. It's clear that the young heir from Reddington distinguished in his own right as last year's county science fair runner-up. Sorry, I need to write this down too. We are last year's county science fair runner-up. Ooh. Faces an extraordinary challenge in the coming weeks. More to follow. Okay, great. We learned a lot. I learned my age and that I'm last year's county science fair runner-up. Thank you very much. I can solve any puzzle put to me. Speaking of which, I want my glasses back. Is it gonna bring my glasses back? Yeah, okay. All right. They're my thinking glasses. That's how you know I'm smart. All right, there's a shovel hole in this room. Need to remember. You know I love me an upgrade disc. Okay. Interesting, because you can't access this room unless you've already, well, no, you might be able to get bacon eggs from somewhere else, but the normal progression, I guess, would be to get this room once you've already upgraded the Nook. Hmm. Okay. We need a computer stat. That's a fun little door with more dirty windows, I see. Oh, obviously the closet. Dead end anyway. A key and a die. Okay, let's go. Oh, yeah, we should definitely. I was like, should we go back to the entrance hall really? But if this door's unlocked, we do it here because it's a drawing room and we can redraw. So it's open. We can redraw. Oh no, we'll pick the den because this also gives us a route back to the entrance hall so we don't have to go around whenever we do return to the entrance hall. And we get a another gem, which we want at this stage of the game, right? The drafting book told us to focus on collecting gems in particular in these lower level ranks and to focus on lower level ranks before moving up. Not sure how many people would trust a 14-year-old with fiddling with the breaker box like I've been doing. Look, I'm smart. We're smart. Okay, dead. Oh, and a chest in here, but I don't have a sledgehammer right now. Okay, remember the morning room has a shovel hole. This room has a chest. Passageway. Do not draft the passageway below rank 5 or 5 or below. Oh, but these others are dead ends, however. Redraw. I'm making a weird call here. We're redrawing. I want to go parlor. We really want to head back to the right because we already dead-ended ourselves over there. And we already have a lot of gems, but you know what? Maybe more. Maybe more. Maybe if we have more gems, they'll give us more like rooms that require 3 gems or something, and we'll be able to draft rooms we haven't before, and we'll learn new things, right? Gems are in a box that is actually blue. Why'd you write actually like that in there? What do you mean that is actually blue? As opposed to one that's fake blue or something? Oh, nothing. So that means one of these is true, one of these is false, because this is not true or false. So there's one true one and one false one, and this can't be true or false. So. Oh, this is a black pawn parlor. I wonder what that means. I think I've written down before that there is a version of the parlor with a black pawn. The gems are in a box with the word blue on it. So if this is false and this one's true, that checks out. No, wait, no. No, wait. If this is false, they're in a box with the word blue. So they're not in this one, they're not in the, no, wait, if it's false, then they are in a box with blue on it. And then they wouldn't be in this one. No, wait, because this one would be true. This is false. Then it does have blue on it. And this one Yeah, they both have the word blue on it. But then this one, they could be in this one. Like, just because it doesn't have a clue on it doesn't mean they can't be. So if this one is false, it is not in a, yeah. So that means it is in a box with the word blue on it. But that could be either of these. And that would mean this one has to be true, because that was false. So this one has to be the true one. And so it says the gems in a box are actually blue, which means they're over here. Which could be the case, because we know it has to be in no, the gems can, if this one's true, no, if this one's false. Oh, so so they are not in a box. Okay, yeah, with the word blue on it. So then if this one's false, then this one can't be true, because they would have to be over here. Okay. So if this one is true, however, the gems are in a box with the word blue on it. This one would have to be false. If the blue one's, oh, right, that's what I was getting at, yeah. No, if this one's false, the blue one's false, it can't be the white box, because that means the black one has to be true, and it means that the gems are in a box, that are in the blue box, right? But then that would make this statement true. So the blue one can't be false. This is definitely the true one. If the black one's false, yeah. Well, no, this one's definitely true, because it can't be false. If this one is true, then this one has to be false. The gems are not in the blue box, is what this one says. And this one says the gems are in a box with the word blue on it. But they're not in the blue one, which means they're in the black one, right? Because this one just tells us in blue or black, and it's true. And this one's false, so it means it's not in the blue one, so in the black one. I think they're in the black one. I don't think there's any reason for them to be in the white one. I might have gotten this puzzle wrong, but no, okay. Yay. The white box was just chilling the whole time. Like, what are you even here for, man? Okay, is there anything else extra little treats for us? No. Okay. Oh yeah, the windows aren't even here. It's like when we drafted it in a corner, there were those windows here, and I was like, were those windows new? Because see, these windows are always here, but they're covered when you're not on a wall. But when this is on a wall, it gives us windows. You could be wrong too, yeah. Yeah, no, they're in the black box. Sometimes it's hard to think through it. It's fine. Well, okay, obviously the billiard room. Too many creepy feeling rooms without windows. Yeah, I mean, a lot of interior rooms in this house. A banana. What a nice little tree. Wow, we still have 4 more steps than when we started. 14. Let's go. Let's do some math. It is math time. Wait, I am confused. We have never seen a blue in the 3rd row before. Does it still mean, I'm assuming it still means addition, but after the subtraction. I think our order of operations is from in, out. I'm assuming. And now we just upgraded to having, you know, like different patterns, I think. Anyway, 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 2 is 7, plus 3 is 10, minus 10 is 0, plus 2 is 2. Okay, yeah, okay. That must be the case. I don't know if, like, what happens if there are, like, multiple colors in the same row, you know? Oh well, we'll figure it out. 10 minus 1 is 9, times 1 is 9, times 2 is 18. 10 or 20 times 2 is 40, divided by 2 is 20, divided by 4 is 5, divided by 5 is 1. Okay. 2 keys. Wow, we're rich. We have 4 keys, 6 gems. We have so much stuff. Something that, oh. guess the corridor. Sorry, for last parentheses. Yeah, it's not helping. Sure. Little unclear. Okay. No, the observatory. We want the observatory. Because we don't have any money, so commissary's not going to help us a whole lot. Really. Okay. Let's add to our stars collection. We have 8 stars. Oh. Clavis, we got another key! Wow. Very exciting. Let's go. Is this door locked? Okay, I would think it'd be very funny if that door was locked. I don't want the patio. I mean, I guess we do have another green room, and it spreads a gem down there. If we eventually get the shovel, we can go down there. And also dig up that hole, because there's a hole down the morning room, too. This one would be good, but it is a dead end. Unfortunately. And I don't know if I want a dead end. But we still lose these 2 rooms no matter what, because there's no route down. But I want to keep going up. There are 2 shovel holes here. I was hoping they'd give us the shovel or the metal detector or something, but they did not. Yeah, let's use our key. Why not? More likely to draw green rooms while drafting. Do we want more green rooms? We could also keep going up with a spare room. Breaker box. It's useful, but I don't know that I want a dead end. This new green rooms spawn gems too, that could be useful. They don't spawn gems. This just spreads the gem to the patio, you mean? It only does it for green rooms that are currently placed down. They don't necessarily have gems in them. I think I'd choose the greenhouse if I had a shovel, but I don't have the shovel. So we're gonna get lots of dig spots, but I'm not gonna be able to dig. Yeah, it doesn't in dead ends. And we've already used 2 of our paths from the entrance hall, so I think maybe go with the spare room. Yeah. I think there's also the possibility, because going back to the greenhouse, the thing is, there's another room that makes it so that when you, I forget what it is, the terrace maybe? That makes green rooms free, that you don't have to pay a gem, but usually they cost gems. So it's another thing. So we get them, but they'd be one of our, gem rooms, rather than one of the free ones. And so we would be whittling down our gems if we were choosing those rooms. And if they were free, then I'd be more likely to choose that option, but they're not free. And again, if I had the shovel, it would also make them more likely to be worth it, but I don't have the shovel. So I don't think the green rooms are, helping us right now. Oh, man. I mean, Lazy Paradox isn't here anymore, so, how do they know if I drew the library? No. I will be honest. I'll be honest, streamer. Honest. I don't have my key card yet, though, so I don't even... Oh, it's a key card door, too, and I don't have my key card. I don't have coat check. It'd be really amazing if this were coat checked. Wait, but I do have an upgrade disc, don't I? Oh, yes. Yes. Forgot about that. Oh, wait, I don't want that. Hold on. I need to exit this, please. I keep forgetting you don't actually log in the terminal. You press E to insert the disc. Okay. We're gonna upgrade a room, guys, already. What room are we gonna upgrade? Boudoir? I don't know about the boudoir. I don't know. Fine, let's see. Honestly, this room does nothing for us right now. Okay, never mind. Okay, I was for a second I was 3 gems. No, 1 gem, 2 dice, or 3 apples. Poker room's gotta catch them all, yeah. We can't multi-class. I mean, we kinda can, I guess. This kind of turns it into the kitchen again. But we already got the bacon. I mean, those apples, this gives us 9. So this isn't even as good as the bacon and eggs. Because the bacon and eggs also spawn the morning room, right? But this though, wait, did the morning room have another thing? We'll have to check later. Maybe that's what you were meaning with the each green room spawns a gem, actually. Maybe that rule was from the morning room and I just forgot it for a second. But each green room costs a gem right now, so it's still not worth it for us at the moment. But these apples wouldn't give us anything but the steps, right? Where the bacon and eggs gave us that extra room. A gem is nice. A gem is definitely nice. But the 2 dice, I think the 2 dice are better. Because sometimes you get stuck with rooms you don't like. You know? And it'd be really great to reroll. So I think the 2 dice is what we want to do. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue. I figured it'd be locked because I have a lot of keys. Boiler room. We've never gone to the boiler room before. Let's draft it. Wait, there's a puzzle. I know it. Oh, this changes the direction of that pipe. Okay. Wait. What are these different? Hold on. How do I get over there? Okay, there's 1, 2, 3 different tubs. Oh no, right. This one I start tomorrow with 2 gems. Right, and I get 2 gems, that's what the morning room was. Okay. So that was so good, yeah. So the bacon and eggs, well worth it. Because the morning room is also good. So okay. But we want to look at our notes, right? Because we learned from the book we read, the boiler room helps the a lot of things. Lab, garage, laundry, furnace, pump room. But how do I know which ones? There's only 3. I thought it were just 3 things. I thought there'd be just 3 things, because there's only 3 tubs here. Unless this is another room, and... What? Probably 20 degrees hotter the rest of the building. Oh, probably. But it is November after all, so it's probably nice and toasty. Probably feels really nice. Where am I trying to make things go? Okay, let's start with this. Okay, this goes up and into here. Okay. And then goes down here. Here. And then this path goes over to here and up to there. Which powers that door, I imagine. Somehow. Does something. And then this one goes over here, and over here. Oh. It's steaming. Steaming over there. Oh, okay. Boop. Now what? Now what? Oh, it did. Oh, okay, it did. Oh, okay, it pulls out. Interesting. Okay, let me in. What do I do now? Hello? Now what? What is that over there? How we get to the boiler. Oh, maybe this whole thing is a puzzle. Okay, this door, it has this bit. Gate up here, so maybe that pipe. Oh yeah, because it's a double thing, so okay, it goes down here. Okay. Look at me, I'm a maintenance worker. Out of here. So we want to get it over here. All that did was close that again. Hello? Oh, we have to lift this. How do I do that? I'm too stupid for this puzzle, man. What's that? What if we just use this elevator thing? Like, what if? What if we just use the elevator? What? Turn that off. So, I don't think I understand this puzzle. Comes down here. Boop, boop, boop. Here. Over that way. And over this way. Boop, boop, boop. Goes here. In my world, that lifts that gate. And, I don't know. This way. So it runs this way. From over there. But, like, couldn't it just run from there down here? Oh, maybe this is a later. I think we've looked at it initially. I think we'll have to come back a later day to finish this a little bit. Kind of like we did with the VAC puzzle, right? I think sometimes you just need a couple looks, you know? This was our look. The courtyard! It's actually a good room to get here, I think. The courtyard. Hello. Is there an item in here? Like a shovel or a tractor? Not even a chest, just that weird little wooden crate. Okay. But all the rooms are unlocked, so the pipe layout here is not great. This is the place you worked with. A boiler, electrical wiring laid out like crazy. Yeah, I mean sometimes, you know, I know you see crazy stuff in these sorts of places. Okay, let's see it here. I want to get a door that connects to the antechamber like that. So we're gonna waste a key, thingy majiggy. But oh. Yeah. See, we need the lever, a room with the lever to put the lever in and then lift up that door, I think. And this is the east door, so it is operational, because this southern door is the one that's not worth using a key on. Maybe if we get a lockpick. Oh, that's nice. That takes us down to the, yeah, the southern door is the one with the broken lever. But this takes us down to the foundation. But we don't really need to buy any food. We have a lot of steps. So, yeah, I kind of want the pantry. Oh, we can't even buy any food. We don't have any money. Now we do. Aha. And we get 3 steps. A banana for free. So this is a southern one. So if we find the broken lever and figure out where to put it, then we can lift up this door. But I think that lever is very, very far away. One breaker controlled one fume hood in the ovens in the lab, but also had a drill press and a mechanics radio. So much. That's insane. That's really chaotic sounding. Okay. Yeah. Back into the boiler room we go. Back down. I think we have to go all the way back down. This was a pretty straight shot. We didn't have a lot of uh multiple door rooms really. Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen the spare room with the window like this. Dirty windows. What? That popped out of nowhere. What about over here? No. What is this room? Oh, what? I shouldn't have popped. What? Why is it sticking out? It's the opposite of that. That makes no sense. Okay. Well, sure. I saw something, but I didn't. Okay. Right. We finally can get the rumpus room. I don't really need. Well, I guess the other two were dead ends anyway. Yes, the rumpus room. Rumpus. Rumpus. What is this? Oh, we get shoes? That helps us save us some steps. Okay. A black bishop in the rumpus room. Where's our rumpus room? Has a black bishop. Okay. What else? What else? Lots going on in the rumpus room. Was this radio? Can I turn it on? No, I cannot. Put this and this. Wow, what a old-timey light. No. Okay, there's my coins. We're rich. Okay. Hat on a lampshade. Another TV. I don't know why you need multiple TVs in one room. Backgammon? I'm not a big backgammon fan. Checkers, chess, okay. Hello, Alzara. Insert coin, yes. Hi.
And, as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara.
Whoa.
And I suspect you wish me to look into your future.
Yeah.
The image is becoming clear.
Sure. Me poring over the layout of this house.
I see a boy.
Yeah, man, that's my present, bro.
Boy standing
That's my
on a
present.
shore of white sand.
I don't know about that white sand business.
He is looking for something. Something he was told he would not find.
The what?
I see a black cat tied to a red flag.
Black cat tied to a red flag.
I hear the wind blowing, but the flag does not stir. I see a door marked by a rogue moon. A door that
Door in
is
the
always
antechamber.
locked, yet has no key. It is the door you have been searching for, yet will not find. A lost room beyond the dark waters.
Bro, it's just the antechamber.
What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara.
Dude.
Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
So he tells us something different the next time we get this room? Okay. Why's the lighting? Was it always like this? Okay, whatever. All right, let's take down some notes. Okay. The great Alzara's fortune. Uh, us on beach of white sand find something we were told we wouldn't. Black cat tied to red flag that doesn't blow in the wind that is there. All sounds ominous, but tells pretty much nothing. Yeah. That sounds that wind that he heard there, right? Because we don't know if it's wind. He said he hears the wind. Uh, door with moon on it. Door we're looking for. No key to it. In dark room or in room beyond the dark, or well, it just beyond the dark waters. Uh, something about there is no door. Right? Didn't he say like the door doesn't exist? Or something about door doesn't exist? Question mark? Okay. Anyway, fun information, fun facts, even. Okay, let's move ahead. We can't. No! We can't draw the library. No, no. Lazy Paradox will be glad to hear that they griefed me for this run. Screwed over, man. I guess we might as well go with the sauna, right? Because, like, it's not like we can do anything today with the nursery. Also, we don't have gems and we can't draw the library, so sauna it is. Oh, also, we've never drafted the sauna, so just as well. Just as well. Gem. Nice. Not like it matters. What's that arrow? Hello? What does the arrow do? I don't like that there's a clock in here. For some reason that really bothers me. Just so reminds me of some D&D games where the player is way further along than some plot elements, so when the seer says something ominous like that, you respond, "Oh, the door, I saw this yesterday." The one in the basement, maybe say some more about that. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. And I mean, I guess it depends on if you're like using a uh like pre-written D&D campaign. Because like if you're not, then you know the DM should just make up something new, right? Like change what the seer says. But I know some pre-written stuff, come already all done. Okay, I guess that's it. I don't think we have anywhere else to go. This was a weird run, to be honest. I guess we have the steps. We might as well run up to the pool and use our key on this other door and get one more room. Because who knows what that room can give us. Maybe that room, right? Maybe, just maybe, that room will have have an upgrade disc in it, right? Oh, I do have a chest here. I don't have a sledgehammer though. Oh, but I have two keys. I have two rooms. Let's go ahead and use it. Had to do that before. It was a funny interaction anyway. Oh wow, we got another key. We were rewarded. That actually had a lot in it. Calling a seer on their mystic application. It's funny. Okay. I don't even need that extra key, but that's alright. Might as well. Oh, you hear the crickets out there. Crickets. Outside noises. There's a boat. What's that a statue of? Oh, it's like the Hermit Tarot card, kind of. Hmm. Anyway, let's run along. Yeah, might as well. Last thing we can do. Nothing really interesting. I guess a commissary, sure. Maybe spend our money. Yeah, let's do it on a metal detector, see if we missed anything. I would do sledgehammer, but we already opened our single chest. Okay. Let's just go for a walk around the oh, this leads to the boiler room. Can we go in the other side? Kind of peek through a little bit, but we can't open it. Is this game playable yet? No. Okay. Hmm. Any beep beep beeps that we missed? No. Nope. We'll just use up the rest of our steps walking through the house just to see if we can collect anything with our metal detector. It's like I didn't check up there. There could be a key laying on the ground up there or something. Hmm. No. Here, sometimes the den has stuff. No. Oh, the swans. That's like from that one crest we saw on that thing in the wine cellar. Hmm. No. We got this metal detector and absolutely did nothing with it. End of day. Yes. End of day. Call it a day. Used up all our steps. Yeah, I'd say east facing villa. Also very little snaky little villa. It very much is like a snake, right? Like it's coiled up right here, and then its neck goes up here, and then it has like a little head bit down here, right? You see the snake? You see the snake? Coils. It's like maybe it's like a rattlesnake, right? It's got a little rattle tail out here where the sauna is. Oh, you can't really see it very well because I'm blocking the way. Hold on. I'll help. See, look, it's like a snake. Really nice tree or a terrible dead zone in the upper curve of the building. Um, yeah, I guess. I know, yeah. I see a little snake all curled up with a little rattle tail, and then it has a couple coils wrapped up with a smaller coil at the parlor and billiard room. And then its head winds up, or its neck winds up, and then it has its head kind of curls back down to stare at you and hypnotize you, you know? Okay. 66 steps taken. Not as many, but we didn't get bedrooms and stuff this time, so that would make sense. 9 rank reached. We did get all the way to the end, yeah. 22, 5 new items found. Or 5 items found, and 5 new rooms, which is pretty big. We got the rumpus room, the sauna, the breakfast new. Nope, we had literally 3 new rooms in this base hallway here. And then the morning room, and uh 5 new rooms. The boiler room. Right. Okay. We're gonna save and quit. Call our stream there for tonight. Quit game. I feel like we made some progress. We made some pro. No, I'm gonna close my notes out too. We made some progress, I think, today. I feel like on Sunday I am going to go to stream. I think I by then I'll probably want to do Medieval Dynasty again, right? Like I feel it's just like having just played this, it's kind of like I still want to kind of keep going, right? But since I'm not streaming tomorrow and Saturday is Spooky Saturday, of course, where we're continuing Scarlet Hollow on Saturday. So I feel by then I will like have kind of, cut myself off from this game a little bit and probably want to do Medieval Dynasty on Sunday. But probably go back to this one sometime next week maybe. It just like doing Medieval Dynasty, it feels rough. Like tonight, I was like, do I want to do Medieval Dynasty? Because I know I am not doing it until Sunday after this, right? And then it's just kind of like, I don't know, Medieval Dynasty is rough for me because I don't like this game you can get back into without remembering what you did last time, really, right? Because if nothing else, you have your notes. But Medieval Dynasty, it's hard to get back into. Like, what was I doing? I know I needed things done, but I don't remember what they were. And it's hard to get back into because of that, right? So, like, if I, did stuff tonight in Medieval Dynasty, it'd be hard to remember, like, on Sunday, exactly all the things I needed to do, the next time I play. So having those bigger gaps are like less. I mean, I always had that sort of gap between the Thursday and Sunday streams, but it's less ideal. I was kind of like, you know what, let's just keep going with blueprints tonight. Just easier. It's just easier. Less mental stress. Not stress, but you know, less mental work. It's my Friday, guys. It's my Friday. I don't have work tomorrow, so but yeah. Yeah, we learned, but I feel like this was productive. Like I feel like this, and that's why I wanted to play again because I feel like last night was really productive, but I feel like tonight was even more productive than last night. So yeah, I will enjoy the death. It'll be really nice. It's like a big treat. For some reason, like my brain feels like I haven't had a day off in a long time, which I don't know why. But I keep being like, oh, okay, and then I can do this tonight, and then I'm like, but tomorrow, like I was saying, like I'm gonna watch Severance after stream. Oh my gosh, I want to talk about Severance so bad, but maybe I'll talk about it in Discord. If no one's watched it, I'll just rant about it myself. Um, but as I'm watching, because it's just like I don't know, reactions. You haven't seen it, but you don't mind spoilers. Okay, you should watch it. We should watch it. Um, it's I'm watching it on Amazon, but like it requires a Apple subscription, right? Apple TV, which I don't have, but it's like 2.99 a month for the first like 3 or 4 months or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, I can pay $3 to watch this series. Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I had to remember to cancel the subscription. After that, it's like $10 a month, which honestly, like, is fine, right? Like that's actually not bad compared to a lot of other like Netflix or something. But also like I feel like there's a lot less than on Netflix, like overall. But but like if I forget, it's not the end of the world, like if I accidentally pay $10 a month. So um but yeah, I highly recommend it. Sci-fi series. Um it's like about uh like there's this company called Lumen, and they have some like the work that the employees do in this company is bizarre and kind of weird, and it's all brightly lit inside, right? With a lot of empty kind of white room type of situation, and they do kind of silly work, and or appears silly, right? It gives Ender's Game vibes, kind of, right? Like they're clicking on these numbers on this computer. They don't know, but they're clicking certain numbers. They don't actually know what they're doing, but their brain is like severed into their memories, right? That's what severance means. Is like they have undergone severance. They're in the severance wing of the severance floor, or whatever it is, of the building, which means they have a any self, they call it, where they have like it's kind of like the kind of almost like they give themselves. Well, it's not like they give themselves DID because they have the same personality, but it's kind of a similar premise, kind of to the split memories, right? Is they have the same personality inside and outside, but kind of. I mean, I guess kind of the same personalities. Because their inside personality knows like basic facts about the world, but does not know anything really about themselves, right? And they show up at work in the morning and their inner self takes over, and the inner self's last memory is them leaving the day before, right? And so then when they leave at like 5, or they come in at like 9, I think, and they leave like after 5. And 9 to 5, I guess. Yeah, classic. And they leave at 5, and then on the elevator on the way up, they're like outie personality takes over, and the outie remembers nothing about the work they did for the company, and they just go home and live their life. And and the last thing they remember is in the elevator on the way down in the morning, and then they don't remember what happened during the day. And then the innie doesn't remember what happened between when they left and when they come back, right? Um and their personalities can kind of tend to be a little bit different, right? Because the innies like aren't burdened by some of the things that outies are, right? So, like if an outie is like struggling financially or, is dealing with problems with a relationship, that might be affecting how they act. And like they might be really grumpy or, really anxious, right? But the innie won't feel those things because they don't have that stuff they're dealing with, right? And basically, as you can imagine, sketchy, sus things happen with this company, basically. And it's kind of like, what does this company even do? What is going on here? Why do they need to be severed like that? And in the show, there like severance is like in society is, a hot political topic, basically, right? On if it's ethical and stuff. I think you read a similar book forever ago. People were like contracting their bodies and time to a god of justice or something who specifically wanted vessels with no attachments or individuality that can affect their impartial work. Um, yeah, it's not quite like that. It's not like because they still have their mind, right, and their personality. Um, they just don't have their memories. And so the part of their personality that is not influenced by their memories, um, by their personal memories, right? Because like they'll still be influenced by societal memories and like by knowledge that they have. Um, and so they still do have personalities and everything, and it still affects their work. And actually, what they do is they have at least the main characters, they have a computer screen in front of them, well, a computer in front of them, and it just kind of has these numbers floating around in a grid, and they're supposed to sort the numbers. And there's like 5 categories, I think, that the numbers sort into. And there's a new character who's introduced, right? Because she's like new to this department, and so she's not the protagonist, but she is kind of like the character through which the audience discovers and learns kind of what goes on, right? And they explain to her, they're like, you're looking for sorting numbers, and she's like, sorting them into what? And they're like, well, first set of numbers are numbers that are scary. You want to isolate the scary numbers and sort them in this bin. And there's another point of time where they're like, she has a rough time. Long story short, she has a rough time at this new job. Her innie does. Realizing that they only exist in this job, and they're struggling with that because they don't want to work there. She's trying to quit. Anyway, and then they're like, "Oh, well, if you're having trouble, like maybe if it's easier for you, you can focus on happy numbers for a while." Right? Rather than the scary ones. And it takes them a while, like she struggles and they're like, "Oh, it takes a while. It'll like take you days before you kind of get what numbers are scary before you start to feel it, and before you understand the scary numbers or the happy numbers and you realize, but they're just numbers floating around." Um, and so in some ways it is still kind of like their personality sort of involved, right? Because it is almost directly like it's not impartial, essentially, right? The idea is that they it's less of, and it's implied that it's less about them showing up to work without their outside memories and more about their outside self not knowing the work that they do because it's highly secure, right? Um, and the idea that they come to work, do the work, but when they leave, they cannot reveal any secrets or anything like that because they have no idea what they do, right? It's more of a security thing than is at least the implication that is given in the show so far. But there is Old Man Yowie in it. for, for the record, I was wondering why everyone was talking about Old Man Yowie all the time recently, and I was like, what is this sudden interest in Old Man Yowie? And I'm like, oh, okay, everyone's watching Severance, yes. That's why I started watching it, and now I see, I see, I get it. Hey Alex, welcome, welcome. Perfect timing. You came in on our discussion about Old Man Yowie. But yeah, talking about Severance. I don't know if you've seen it, but but anyway, highly recommend it. Again, I'll probably just rant about it. Old Man Yowie. Two old men loving each other. Um, but yeah, everyone's been talking about that, and I don't know why people have kept bringing it up. And I'm like, that's kind of weird because, like, honestly, you never actually see that. What are people on? Uh, but now I get it. That's that's where they got it from. I'm assuming, unless there's something else out there that's popular with, you know, old man Yowie. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I've been yeah, we're just wrapping up stream also, but thanks for coming in by the end. Nice to see you today. But yeah, I've been watching Severance and like I kind of want to rant about it, but like I don't know if I want to rant about it on stream and stuff. So I'll probably rant about it in the movies TV Discord, movies TV YouTube section channel on my Discord, and people can chime in if they want. But yeah. Um I'll try to mark this. Yeah, I'll mark this stuff with spoilers though, just in case people don't want to be spoiled. Um, but uh, but yeah, you like some shows with old men. Yeah, yeah, like those who accumulate things. Mm, I don't think these guys accumulate things. These guys are just coworkers, and they uh they almost kissed. They almost kissed, but they didn't. But they touched hands. Hmm. They did. Um, but the problem is that the work is also kind of like a cult, kind of. And their sort of cult leader kind of has told them that workplace romance is bad, so they can't. But they're finding loopholes in the scripture, essentially. But yeah, they touched hands. Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, definitely holding hands, but they didn't hold hands. They didn't hold hands. They just like touched hands. The move where they're both leaning on the table, with their hands on the table, and then like they move their hand to the side and it bumps fingers with the other person, and then they go up and over and touch the top of their hand. That move, that's the one. That's the one they did. And then yeah, they almost kissed, but then they were like, no, we can't. But then they kind of like, I mean, it was hard to see the exact angle, but it looked like they touched foreheads, stared at each other in their eyes. Yeah, crazy stuff. The cult was scary versus happy numbers and deeply secure and meaningful, but also incomprehensibly useless work. Yeah, I know. It sounds honestly like it's not like groundbreaking sci-fi, but it is an enjoyable show, right? And like, I mean, exactly what's going on is a mystery. And even if it sounds like a similar setup to other things in the past, like that's okay because like a mystery is a mystery and I don't know what the, answer is. The answer could be different than it's been in the past, right? So, I'm still fine. Basically, I know it sounds like, whatever, but I like it. The lighting is done well. Like again, it's weird because like I like the characters. I like their inside versions better than their outside versions, right? Who they are, because like the outside just burdens them. Even though it like sounds like, hey, Tactical, man, I like you guys coming in at the very end of my stream. That. We're talking about Severance, um, the TV show. But the my or like my impressions of it at least. But their inner selves, like didn't know I was streaming. Oh, okay, okay. Glad that you stopped by at all. Is it ending already? I've been streaming for like 3 hours. Yeah, ending soon here. Ending soon. Um, but uh, but yeah, some final thoughts on Severance is like I really like it. Especially with the like uh filmography of the show and or like the cinematography and like the lighting set design, right? All the design elements of visual design in the show is very well done. Um, the writing is a solid okay, right? I don't know if it's the best writing I've ever seen, but I'm not disappointed. As in like the dialogue. The overall plot, again, not I don't know. I feel like a lot of sci-fi isn't super creative, but it's it hasn't bored me, right? Like I'm not bored by it. I am intrigued by the sci-fi premise and the mystery it presents. But I really like because like inside the work, right? Like I said, it's brightly lit, a lot of empty rooms, white colored walls, but on the whole, it's very bright, right? Not in really a painful way though, just bright. Well lit. We'll say. Describe it as well lit. Um, and the people are like the ones who are already there, right? That new girl is like trying to quit, but like she hasn't adjusted, right? But everyone who's already there, they like um they have like fun little quirks, they're like happy. They're like, oh, if you score enough numbers, you get finger traps as a reward. And like they're happy with that. And I mean that's kind of sad, but at the same time, like they're happy with it. And they've managed to cope with the fact that they don't know their outside selves. They're like, I like to think I'm this sort of person outside. And, like they don't know who they are, but they kind of make up a reality for themselves that they're happy with. Um, and they work together, they have fun little jokes that they share and they talk as they work and everything. And it's like, I don't know, I mean, as much as I don't really necessarily like workplace friends and stuff, but that's all these people have, and it's a vibe. But then you go outside, and it turns out these people have a lot of sad things, right, going on in their outside lives that made them decide to be severed and work for this company and forget their outside life for 8 hours a day. So they have sad things going on. The lighting in the outside world is like you're everyone's coming in as I'm ending stream. Guys, you're making me feel bad. No. What are you people doing? Welcome. Sorry. That was probably not the best welcome. Thank you all for stopping by. Um I'm talking about Severance. Your defense, your birthday party. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, it's not like you have to be here, but like, I'm just saying I feel bad you're coming at the very end. Everyone's coming by and I'm like, all right, time to go, guys. Um, but uh, but yeah, the more you guys come, I mean, I guess the more I'll keep going, I guess. But talking about Severance. um, but yeah, the outside selves. I don't know if anyone who's come in since I started talking, have you guys seen Severance? Are you guys watching Severance? I'll probably rant about it in the Discord and see if anyone's watched it. I feel like so many people have watched it. That's why I started watching it because everyone was talking about it. I'm like, oh my god, okay, I can't take it anymore. I well, once I found out what the show was about, right? People kept talking about it and referring to it, and I'm like, I don't know what it is. But then I heard it was like a sci-fi show, and I was like, oh, for some reason, Severance, I thought it was like a legal drama type of like not legal, but like a family slash legal drama, like an inheritance type of that sort of show. Um, like someone has a grudge against someone, and also but workplaces or something, and so. Oh, Barney, you gotta go. Well, thanks for hanging out during the stream. Have a good night. You never heard of it? Oh well, I don't know, I feel like a ton of people talk about it. It's on Apple TV. Um, and which I don't have, but it's 2.99 a month. You can watch it on Amazon. Just buy the Apple TV subscription for 2.99 a month for the first like 4 months or something like that, and then it's 10 months after that. I'm not sponsored, but I paid 2.99 to watch it. Um, but everyone's talking about it. But like I said, like I didn't know it was like a sci-fi show. About like basically splitting themselves their memories into two different personalities, one that is exclusive to in work and one that is exclusive to outside of work, as like a security measure for the work so that when they go home they don't remember what they did. And then the company does, it's kind of like a dystopian company, what you imagine that to look like. uh Creepily cheerful type of vibe, right? Oh yeah, I mean there probably is. This is probably a slightly different premise, but it's very similar to a lot of things out there. I'm sure. I'm sure. But yeah, because season 2 came out recently is the thing. So I'm still in season 1. I'm pretty sure it's season 2 that came out recently. Um, and that's why everyone's talking about it. Uh, but um, but yeah, I like had like a streamer talk about it like last week, I think. Um, and she mentioned that it was sci-fi, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Or, and I'm like, oh, and she gave like the premise, and I was like, wait a minute. Actually, this sounds okay. Again, it's very different than what I thought it was. Just by the name, which maybe I shouldn't have judged it by the name, but I guess the like thumbnail for it didn't explain a lot either. So, between the name and the thumbnail, I really did not get the necessary information about the show. So, but now I know. And so I've been watching it. I'm like episode 6, I think, maybe. Um, but there's Old Man Yowie in it. That's why people are talking about Old Man Yowie recently, I assume, because it's in it. So, and everyone's also talking about Severance. So they must go together. hmm That's my detective reasoning. But let's see what else. But yeah, so the inner part, everyone's kind of pretty cheerful and everything's brightly lit and everything, and it's like underneath, it's like, something sinister is going on, right? But the vibes are good. Everyone's pleasant and cheerful and everything's brightly lit and you're like, "Oh, okay." But then on the outside, everyone's kind of miserable because they have their problems, where the inner selves don't have the problems, they just work. But the old man Yowie, right? Like like gay old men loving each other. Or they could be bi, I don't know. Or pan. I don't know their sexuality. I just know they both like each other. They held hands and almost well, they touched hands. They didn't hold hands. They touched hands. And they almost kissed. I'm only on episode 6. Who knows what comes after? But um mm, but yeah, so what else? What else? What else? Right. The outer selves, right? Like the outer, not just selves, but the like cinematography for the outer scenes, things are very dark, right? Very shadowed. I mean, it takes place during winter, at least the part that I'm at takes place during winter. So I get that, like, by the time they get out at 5 o'clock, it's dark, but like, it's like always dark, right? But imagine that. Ooh, that would be people who get seasonal depression. It would suck to like go into work and it be like, an hour of daylight in the morning before you go into work and then you leave work and it's already dark, but it's not even that like, I mean, I know that happens for a lot of people, but like you just don't remember the hours in between, right? Like you didn't pass by a window or anything. You don't even feel the time has passed. You just zip to more darkness, right? I feel like that'd be kind of different. Exactly how it's happening. I mean, where do you live? Like, I mean, because like I get that. I mean, I guess it's kind of like that. I guess if you live in the extreme north or south, right, where winter is the winter days are like there's some places where it's like an hour long, right? Like in Alaska, it's like the daylight is an hour. So I guess maybe Texas was happening during fall winter. I mean, no, I mean, like, no, it's like because you go to work, right? But you at least have experienced time passing, right? You're like, oh no, it's dark, and you're like, well, yeah, it has been 8 hours. It was light, and the sun surely moved during that time. But imagine going into work and then th- you don't have any recollection of the time passing. You go into work at like 9 a.m. and then you blink and it's 5 p.m. and you're leaving work and it's dark, right? Like I feel like naturally you would feel the time pass and like your brain can reconcile the fact that it's gotten dark, right? But in this show you wouldn't. It's just nighttime again. You're awake for like an hour in the morning when it's daylight, and then next thing you know, it's nighttime again. To me, it gives the same feeling of like uh walking through a door and then finding. I mean, I guess it's kind of similar to a scene at the beginning of the show, but you walk through a door And next thing you know, you find yourself on the other side of it and you're, facing the other direction again. And you're like, wait, but I just walked through that, but like, it's like, but with time rather than place, right? Like, you're like, it was just nighttime and now it's nighttime again. Really? Still dark? It was just dark. It's dark again. It's been like an hour, like that's what it would feel like. Kind of. I don't know. That would feel really, really depressing, right? Like seasonal depression would go crazy for that. So, um, but yeah. Um, and Texas honestly isn't so bad though for that. For even like, because Texas has more daylight in the winter than most of the United States. Because the farther north you get, the less daylight you get. So, um, but hmm, but also the more daylight you get in the summer, to be fair. Um, so I guess Texas gets more darkness in the summer than the northern states. So, but anyway, but yeah, but their outer selves, like again, it's always dark, right? They're all bundled up in coats. Um, they don't use a lot of electricity, from what I can tell. There's a lot of like tiny little lamps, and like very isolated lighting in these scenes, right? Where most of the room is dark, but only like the chair where they're sitting at, right, is light. Um and like just a lot of darkness, right? A lot of darkness um in all these scenes. Even if they're at a restaurant, if they're at home, like the light is in a very small portion, basically just to light the characters' faces, and even then it's like kind of shadowed in parts. Um, it's that sort of lighting. And like to contrast that with the bright lights of inside is really cool. Um, and like again, like I said, I like the characters, the version of their personalities inside. They're much nicer and more likable. Their inside personalities. And inside it's brighter and outside everything feels dark and depressing. And it's just kind of like, hmm, it's like, man, inside feels good, but it's sinister. But like the show does a lot to make you feel complicated things about it, right? When you were working, you'd go in, it was dark. You worked in a factory, so you didn't see outside. Then you left the sun. Yeah, I know, but your brain still experiences time, right? Just kind of like you'll be working and you're like, oh, how much time has passed? It must have been like a couple hours, right? Like your brain still experiences the feeling of time passing and time has passed. So like, if you haven't looked outside, but the light has changed, right? Like right now, it was daylight when I started streaming, but it's been dark for hours. Um, but I'm okay with that, right? Like I haven't turned around to look, but if I turn around and look, I'm like, oh no, when did it get dark in my room? Like on the one hand, it feels a little bit depressing, but it'd be very different if I like um just lost that time in between, and all of a sudden it was dark. And if that happened day after day after day, right? Like, and you just always return to the beginning of the dark time of the day. I don't know. I think it's different. I just think it's different because at least it's light out, you just can't see it, right? But these people, this personality like wouldn't exist during those times of the day, like, yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be different. I think it's different. Um, but maybe it's just the idea of lost time. But I think the fact that your game time always is at the beginning of night is, I don't know, I think it's just depressing. And again, because like in the show, these characters, when they're outside, it's always dark. Like I think if the show took place in the summer, it would feel very, very different because you'd see, daylight. These characters would be walking in daylight. But as it is, like all you see of them in the daylight is them taking their trash out to the curb, right? And then they're headed into work. Um, and that's the only thing they do during the daytime. Everything else is at night. And it's just kind of sad. Their life is sad. But that's just because always dark when they're living it. Um, because at least you live some of your life at work, but these personalities don't, right? Their only personality they live is outside of work. Um, and that's all they know. They don't even know the lights inside. Like they're never anywhere well lit. They're only in poorly lit places. At least from what we see in the show. Again, they would have existed during summer too, and it would have been different for them in summer. But from our perspective, these characters, these personalities only exist in poorly lit places with a lot of darkness. Um, yeah, right. Like it's I don't know. It's you gotta watch the show. You gotta watch the show. I recommend it. I recommend it. Because I want to talk about it. None of you've seen it. Everyone's talking about it, not just me. I promise. Do yourself a favor. Get with the times, people. Sorry. Um, but I'll probably rant about it on my Discord as well. So, but speaking of, thanks for the stream, everybody. I'm gonna go. I don't have work tomorrow, hooray! But that also means I kind of want to, do some time to chill and decompress and like, mentally, kind of wind down, you know, um, and to enjoy my 3-day weekend, hooray! And I'm not streaming tomorrow. I'll be back on Saturday. Everyone has voices. Yeah, well, No, no, no. Everyone, the other people on the internet, on the social medias. I'm sure they're real. I'm sure they're real. Probably, unless they're all AI, but they're probably real. Yeah, you should watch it. You should watch it. Apple TV, the subscription, you can get it on Amazon Video. Search Severance, and it says you don't have Apple TV, and then you're like, okay, fine, I'll pay $2.99 a month for Apple TV, and then you can watch Severance. Ta-da. Anyway, do it, do it, do it. And um, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll be back on Saturday. But you can subscribe to my YouTube, follow me on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. I'll hopefully start posting more shorts and stuff and uploading the VODs to YouTube and everything this weekend. Get back on top of that. And thank you guys for Severance. Yep, yep, yep. That's how it's spelled. Mhm, exactly. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for lurking. Thanks everyone for stopping in at the end. I appreciate you checking in. Nice to see you guys. And I'll be back on Saturday for Spooky Saturday. We're playing more Scarlet Hollow on Saturday, and then probably Medieval Dynasty on Sunday. But if we accidentally end up playing Blueprints, like I mean, there's precedent for that. So all week I've been saying I've been doing Medieval Dynasty. But yeah, and then of course also join the Discord because I might be ranting about Severance on there. With spoilers, so watch it and then you can or if you don't care about spoilers, I guess, and like whatever, but you should watch it anyway and then chat with me in the movies TV YouTube channel where I'll probably be ranting about Severance to absolutely no one and will be absolutely crazy sounding, but it's it's fine. And yeah, because everyone, all those voices are. Oh, thank you. Actually, ooh, no, wait, that Discord link. Mm, let's have do a fun activity called "Does the Discord link actually work?" Maybe. Oh yeah, okay, cool, okay. I wasn't sure if it worked or not. Okay, I forget if I updated. Forgot if I updated. Yeah. Anyway, there's a Discord link. Hooray. Um, and yeah, but all my other socials are around. You can find them as well. They're linked on the about page or whatever it is if you scroll down if you're uh on the browser version of the site you can scroll down, and then if not you can go to the whatever it is, my about page or something like that, and yeah, all the links to everything is there. But anyway, yeah, thanks for hanging out. You can find me on all those other places in the next few days. I'll be back on Saturday, here on Saturday, but I'll be around those other places in the meantime. And yeah, have a good night, have a good day if you're somewhere else. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.